All set. All right.
All right.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thanks for
Oh,
having me.
no problem. No, good. I just kind of rushed back here. I was just out hunting, and so
Oh.
it was okay because it's like May season, so you have to end at noon
Ah,
for turkey. So, and I did see two turkeys, but they were like hens, and you can't kill those in May. You have to only kill the bearded ones. So I wasn't feeling too like, oh, because it was like 11:37 when I saw him walking on the field, and I like knew it was close to noon. It's like, ooh, can they walk a little closer so I know for sure? But I think they had the behaviors of a hen. They were nesting in the field, so I was like, didn't feel too bad about ditching the hunt and just coming straight towards here. So
I get plenty of wildlife where I live, but never hunted. I know how to shoot, thanks to my grandpa, but never been hunting before.
and where did you grow up?
That's a loaded question. So I'm a Navy brat.
Oh, yeah, okay. You
Yeah.
moved a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I had kindergarten, first and second grade in Iceland, actually.
Ooh.
And then we moved to Maine. And then I had high school and college in Georgia before I moved up to Massachusetts. So a little all over the place.
Oh, yeah, I'm up in Vermont, so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Beautiful. I love
yeah.
Vermont in the fall.
Oh, it's the best. I mean, everyone's favorite season. I do like the summers, but falls are definitely I think I mean, if you're a skier or snowboarder, winter probably is the best season, but fall is definitely the most scenic around here
Yeah. And
for
that's
sure.
one of the reasons why I moved back up here. It's like I miss the seasons. Down south it's just hot. And I
Yeah.
don't like hot.
It's just very like my brother lives in Florida and he says, and we're both like runners, and he says it's just like you gotta run really early in the morning or you're toast. Unless you're
Yep.
really good at running in the heat, but I'm I mean, I would go through it, but I mean, I had one bad experience of running in the heat when it was like 90 something degrees in September one fall and hip here, and I made the mistake of going a little bit later in the morning instead of early, and man, I thought I was gonna pass out the last and I was starting to feel the last 6 miles, and this was like a 20-mile run,
Oh jeez.
and I was like I was doing okay because I think the first, like, the first half of it was in shaded woods, and then you get more exposed to the heat, and I was like, "Oh my god." I was,
Yeah.
like, actually panicking. I think that was, like, the only run in my life where I just thought, I could possibly pass out and die," but
I mean, I hear that. In Georgia, I had horses. So, I mean, in the summer, you're setting your alarm for like 5, 6 o'clock to get out there, for your early morning rides before, my classes and everything. So,
oh god.
way too
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, and where in Maine did you, like, grew up, and what
So
part?
near Brunswick. I lived in a really
Oh, yeah.
small town. Most people haven't heard of it, but near Brunswick.
Yeah, it's, I know where that is. It's, like, maybe, like, 45 minutes above Portland, and that's where Bowdoin
Yep,
College is.
yep, around
Yeah,
there.
I've been in
Yeah,
that area for
yeah,
a couple meets when I was competing, so
yeah.
yeah.
It's nice. I still travel to Bath every year. I have an aunt and uncle that have their house up there, so I love Bath. It's such a small place and it's cute, cozy on the coast.
Yeah, you've been to York Beach?
I haven't. I
Yeah.
really haven't gone to beaches.
Yeah, but that's a nice one, but then, I haven't been, but a few of my siblings have been. Arcadia National Park.
Yep, I know Arcadia.
Yeah.
In the desert of Maine, which is very random.
No, but, yeah, Maine's got a lot of nice, parts, but I've been up to the furthest I've been up to Maine was Fort Kent, which is, like, tippy
Yep,
top,
yep.
right at the Canadian border. Not exactly, like, the full tippy up, it's, like, there's that huge, like, hump on the top, and then Fort Kent's, like, right here, so not exactly the tippiest of the top, but it's up there. It's right on the Canadian border.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if I've been there, I can't remember, like I said, I was a kid when we lived in Maine, but I think, I had a friend or something that was from there, 'cause, I know the area, know
Yeah.
exactly where you're talking.
Well, I was up there because I was interviewing for a coaching job, but it just was
Oh,
so weird because there was the University of Maine, Fort Kent, but as
yeah,
I'm driving up there, and it's, like, in late January, early February, I'm, like, driving like, there's a section where you get off 5, and but it says, "Take the exit for Fort Kent," but doesn't mean you're close, it means you still got, like, almost 100 it's like a couple more hours to get there, that's just the quickest way to get there, which is surreal. But there was that beautiful view on the way up of Mount Katahdin, and it was, like, that nice snowy, so I was like, "Oh," but I had to keep my eyes on the road, obviously, can't
Yeah.
keep my head to the left all the time, but I'm driving up there and then off to the interstate, and then there's this section where it's just woods,
Oh,
like, both sides, like, "Oh god, what happens if they get stuck?" And that was the weekend where there was a wicked cold blast, Arctic blast, where you got up
mhm.
to probably -40, wind chill, and I'm just driving and I see the sign for Ken. I looked up on the map, and I see, like, the layout and, like, there's the elementary school, the high school, and then the college all in a row. But I'm just driving there and it's like, I don't feel like I'm gonna bump into anything. Like, and then all of a sudden, then it turns, like then there's, like, more buildings, but it was yeah, it's a very small little town and, logging, there was, like,
Yep.
one section and Canadian border over there, but it just did not feel like a college type town.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Maine, there's a reason why Stephen King writes up there. It's a little sketchy sometimes. You're going through the woods, you're very alone.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, and a lot of his stuff is based in Maine or
Yeah.
that dude, I think, like, he has written some pretty gnarly stuff and was on some stuff while he was doing it.
Probably. I've actually never read any of his books.
Me either.
You just know the name.
I watched his movies, but I never read any of his books, but there was, like, one fun fact I like hearing is apparently, you know Cujo, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently he never remembered writing that.
Really?
No, I think he was on drugs, he just randomly
Oh,
writes about
jeez.
a Saint Bernard getting rabid and starting, like, killing people and trapping, mom and dad in a Ford Pinto and, like, well, jeez.
So don't do drugs, kids, because you write weird books.
Yeah, but but it kinda worked out, but, I mean, you could
Make good movies, I guess.
yeah, but he's, but obviously, like, and you can tell, like, when we talk about, like, scary books, like, Stephen King certainly gets into those detail, like, yeah, but, like, when my older brother read It, he said you can tell, like, he really got into it, like, the fear, like, the eternal, like, what are people mostly afraid of, and, like, Pennywise the clown, like, most kids are afraid of clowns,
Oh, I
right?
hate
So,
clowns. Terrified of clowns.
there's a reason why I don't like clowns because I watched the Tim Curry version of it as a, like, middle schooler, and I was just
Yeah.
petrified. Even though I
So
think the Bill Skarsgård one was more creepy per se, because of the voice and all that,
mhm.
but, yeah, that made me afraid of clowns, and ever since then, you just look at them, and every time you see one or, hear about or even hear about a horror story involving a guy dressed as a clown, it
Yep.
just freaks you
Nope.
out.
Well, let's say, like, I actually I hate horror. I'm, like, slowly getting into it because I love, like, the Resident Evil video games, and my best friend, huge horror buff, and so we have this deal where Friday the 13th and Halloween, we'll sit together and watch a horror movie, and she's usually pretty nice, makes it, like, mild thrillers, because it's, like, the blood and guts I can't do, but she did
Uh,
say, "Okay, we're gonna watch It." I'm like, "No, I'm terrified of clowns." But she's like, "No, no, no, trust me, you'll be okay." So I sat there, I had it on my laptop, and it was, like, this big in the corner of my screen. I'm like, "I hate this movie." So I
um,
did see it, will not see the second one. I'm like, "I'm
uh,
good. I've had my fill of clowns, thank you."
yeah. There was, like, one creepy story. I don't know if it ended up being true, but there was this, series called My Haunted House, and it's actually a pretty creepy one. I like how they kinda, like, set up the show in a way. It's reenactments and, you have people who claim they experience these
Yeah,
hauntings. They talk about it, but then they have reenactment. That one of those haunted shows, but there was one called Sad Sam. Okay. And so it's kind of like a flashback where at this house there was parents having their kids, like, I don't know how much, like, birthday party, and they hired a clown, and his name was Sad Sam, but he's like looks depressed, and he's just, making
Yeah.
these, like, animal balloons and all that, and, like, and there was like, well, I guess that's he's just living up to the name Sad Sam, and so and it fast forwards to, like, the night, and the parents are just talking and all that and saying, "Oh, that was probably a good birthday, la, la, la," and then goes to the boys' room. He's playing on, like, some sort of iPad, not maybe not an iPad, but or reading something. All of a sudden, he hears in his room, like, and then he looks in his closet, and there's the clown, like, he's like, "I'm so," and then the boy screams, and then it just
Yeah.
flash and then it flash forwards in the future, a couple buys this home, and then they experience these hauntings, they see the little boy, they see the
Nope.
clown, and
I'm
then
moving.
and then the cops, and then they keep, like, calling the cops just to see if it's, like, intruders or anything, and then all of a sudden, "Don't you see? This is the Sad Sam house," and they did research, and they, apparently, as the birthday party wound, the clown somehow snuck away, snuck upstairs while the party was wrapping up and hid in the closet, killed the whole family, and
Oh,
then it was
geez.
haunted ever since then, and I guess,
No, thank you.
I don't know if it's true or not, but it, like, I don't watch it because I don't believe in it, I just watch it for the creep of it.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that, but I'm also the person like I'm not gonna test the theory. It's like I don't believe it, but I'm not gonna go prove myself right just in case I'm wrong.
Yeah,
But like.
it still, because like, when you, like, go like, people like to go explore in, like, abandoned buildings just for fun, like, I will still get creepy about because these little sounds you feel a little self-conscious about, like, whether you could be wrong or not,
Exactly. I'm like I'm not
but
testing that.
also, like, not just because hauntings, there could be people there, like, for instance, I like to listen to these audio stories called Mr. Nightmare, and there's, like, one about, like, ladies exploring this abandoned building, and then they end up bumping into this guy who says that, like, randomly, and he says, "Oh, I'm a security guard here, like, just patrolling this building." But he tries to lure them down in a direction where and the friend is like, "Nope, no, we're running away," and you can hear him chase him, and they go out, and then they of course, they call the cops even though they felt like, "Oh, man, we could probably get in trouble for trespassing in this building," but they call the cops and saying, "Hey, there is this security guard that just seemed to, like, try to lure us in," and, like, the cop says, "There's no security guard
Huh.
stationed there. Like, there's not supposed to be any security guard. That's just an abandoned building. No one's looking after that." So it's just some creep that's just happened to be there and just wanted to lure people who ever come through. Or he just noticed them going in there and then it's, "Oh, this is my chance." So he was some kind of predator.
Yeah, I have a little bit more self-preservation than that. I'm good staying at home, it's fine. We don't need to go exploring things.
But
I hit night.
some people will get that thrill though. Like, I
I'll
mean,
watch it on YouTube later, don't worry.
oh God, like, yeah, people will just, like and I also see, like, encounters, like, I like watching people videotape, and then they just see, like, another dude, like, in the distance in the light, and it just, like, was and then are they getting chased after? You don't know if it's real or not because it could be staged, but still,
Yeah. Or
it
at
could
this
happen in real
time of
life.
day, could be AI by now. It's like, "Is that real?" I feel like I question everything now.
Yeah, with AI, you have to question everything, unfortunately, but you can sort of tell what's AI or not. Um, you can for now, like, when you see, like a redesigned, like, scene from a movie, you can tell. It just seems like I don't know how to describe the image, like,
There's
it
something off
seems
about it.
yeah, it seems like it's real, but you can tell it's kinda computer animated in a way.
Yeah, and like, as an artist, not a fan of seeing AI art. I'm like, "I'd rather just support actual artists, please. Thank you."
Yeah. I mean, like, AI can be things like can make things convenient, but, at the same time, like, it's not as genuine. It can, like,
Yeah,
help you support your work. I can see, like, it being a good tool in a sense, but you
definitely
can't
a tool,
yeah,
not a replacement.
yeah. That, like, if you just, like, doing AI generated, like, voiceovers, I think it's more so, like, it's better when you hear from the actual person because it's
100%.
actually someone putting in the work, the effort, and you usually appreciate that effort.
Yep, having
Mm,
that emotion behind it too, like, having
yeah,
that human behind it, that's definitely what makes it art, in
yeah,
my opinion.
yeah, and then you can use AI to kinda, like, support in terms of, like, cleaning it up and all that, but in some case, like I said, if you just use generated, like, voices without any human behind it, then it's kinda like, what's the point? Like, people
Yeah,
usually like that feeling of hearing someone just giving out a great performance, like,
yeah.
example, like, Robin Williams' Genie, like,
Oh,
you know,
yes!
he went all out for that, and, like, you can't replace that with AI.
No, and you
It
can tell, like, the love that goes behind it too, and that's, like, playing video games and watching movies, it's like, Arcane's one of my favorite show, and it's just, like, the emotion behind it, it's like, the acting's phenomenal and the art's phenomenal, it's like, you can't get that with AI. It's like, you
No,
need to have those real actors in there that care about this project.
and then just, like, go all out, and then you just
Yep.
kinda feel it, and then you appreciate it more, and then you just, like, feel like it's more motivating, right?
Yeah.
If you want to
I
get in
wanna
that
do
line,
that.
like, you get in that line of work, oh, boy, you want to just totally, like, give your all out performance, but
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal.
and so what main, like, kind of voiceover work are you looking into per se?
I would love to do animation in video games. I think because that's just been a big part of, me. I love video games. I love animated movies and shows, and it's just something I've always wanted to do. Be like, if I could do anything, I would love to voice just characters. Just give a character a voice that doesn't have one yet. I think it would just be so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, I was always interested, well, I think why I was, like, kinda interested because voice impressions, I've always been
Hmm.
watching and just replicate voice, that's how my humor is driven from, and so, like, even, like, when I was kinda, like, struggling to get, like, full-time job for as a college coach, I think, some people like, "You're good at voice impression, why don't you just try doing, like, whatever, mimic voices on YouTube or something," but I don't know, I just didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like a content creator, which is since
Yeah.
right now I'm kinda doing that right now with the past, but but not necessarily going and doing shorts about me doing voice impressions. It's just more so talking about this or other interests.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I definitely like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I'm by myself, driving myself, I sometimes mimic voices just for fun.
Oh, I talk to myself. I talk to my cat. I do accents sometimes. I mean, it's just cause.
No, because it's fun, and sometimes I just
Exactly.
try to sing and just try to, because I don't think I'm, like, was back then considered a great singer, but I feel like I can hit a good note now
Oh
just because
yeah.
I was, like, practicing just for fun.
Oh, yeah, I love to sing. It's just for me, I've never really liked being the center of attention, and so it's doing something like this I've always wanted to do, but it's coming out of that comfort zone of, "Nope, like, people are gonna be watching you. People are gonna be listening to you." But I'm like, "It's gonna be a little bit different." Like, there's a reason why I don't wanna be an on-camera actor. Like, I wanna stay in the shadows. Like, you can hear my voice, but, don't watch me. I'm fine.
No, I mean, that's perfectly fine just because, like, it's like you're not the star of attention, but you're
But
bringing,
my
like, it's
voice
almost
is.
bringing some character attention.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's like kind of a good art form too. And like I said, it's just and it's fun. I think if I could get into that kind of line of work, it's like I mean, you have to be good at like reading the script really well and it's fun to improvise, but you gotta like be a strong reader too. And there's a lot to kind of go into that.
And that's definitely been a struggle for me as, I'm dyslexic and reading out loud is very hard, but it's something that I practice. I try to read out loud at least 10, 15 minutes a day. And, when I'm given scripts ahead of time, I'm making sure I'm reading it out loud multiple times in different ways. That way, when I actually do, like our script reads or, auditions, I'm ready. I know what this says.
Yeah.
And then, kind of improvise, change a few words, and make it, a little bit more natural. But it's definitely a struggle, but something I'm finding myself improving on, thankfully.
Yeah, and also word pronunciation too. I'm not really
Mhm.
good with big words.
Yep.
Like, yesterday, I was trying to read off, I was talking with this woman, Liz, last night. She was on my podcast. She's one of the people on back, and we were somehow got on the topic of the Amish, and we were trying to research how the whole Amish culture started. Did it just
Oh,
start within that, time frame when technology or the industry, like industrial revolution came to be and they just refused to go with the times. But and we go back and we saw that it started in the 1500s. But I'm reading off of typing something in Gemini to list off the history of it. And I'm like, there was a few words where I like stumble upon. I'm like, oh crap, if people watch this, they're gonna say, you suck at reading.
yeah, and that's exactly, like, I've always hated reading out loud, especially, like, to other people, and that's part of my job is actually reading out loud, our policies and everything, and I'm like, I'm trying my best, guys, but I find it funny because I have a slight Southern accent, but I cannot read Southern. And it's one of those things that it's because I work so hard to make sure I'm enunciating and, people are understanding what I'm saying. I've gotten so good at it. It's hard for me to read with my Southern accent.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's fine. So that's
Like,
actually something I'm working on too.
I mean, I think Southern accents are fun though. Like sometimes I would try to do this, improv where, like, these random ideas come to my head where I just like, there is, like, for example, um, there's, like, this guy I call give him a random name called Johnny Bass, and some guy's telling the story about him, and he's like, he saved the world by singing this great song, and from an alien invasion. If it's kinda like a ripoff from Rick and Morty where, "Show me what you got." Like the sing off and then the gift swifty. So I took that into like a Southern folk thing where aliens are just threatening to take over the world unless they show something
Nice.
impressive. And then I didn't really finish it, but I did an AI generated song and then they had a script for it. And it just comes up with this like 30-second clip and then like, give me the whole song. Give me the script and print it off. And I recorded, but then I messed up in the recording and just getting around to it. But I was just like, it'd be funny just to, like, do a Southern folk song just to, because it's like, because Southern folk music can be, like, entertaining or you can
Oh,
it's
it's
fun to
fun.
mimic. Like, sometimes you like to sing country roads out loud and
Yep.
for example, or, uh, what's that called? It's called All the Gold in California. Sometimes I like to sing that out loud.
Well, if I ever need to get really southern, I call my friend in Tennessee because, I sent her one of my recordings and she's like, "How do you not have an accent? Every time I talk to you, you're super southern." It's like, "Yeah, 'cause I'm talking to you and you're southern." So I was like, if I ever need to be southern, I'm calling her.
Yeah,
I'll get
sometimes
that
when
accent
you
out.
hear it all the time,
Yeah,
maybe it starts like if I, like, watch an Irish movie, I just sometimes just like to speak in an Irish key,
exactly.
just in like, because it feels good to try to talk in
Yeah,
Irish. It's just or a British accent.
yes. Oh, British,
Maybe
yep. Russian's
it's like,
always fun.
"Oh, yes, great. This is very big deal, yes?
Very big. Nie
Very,
немного
yeah."
понимаю по-русски.
Like, "The fuck is this? This is Russia."
And that's what I do, I'll just walk around the house. I was rushing this morning to my cats, like,
My
just practice voices, having fun. And that was always one thing, I took from my classes too. It's you're gonna look stupid. It's okay to look stupid,
Yeah.
as long as
Yeah.
your voice sounds good.
Or it just sounds like fun, like, the energy, you can like you said
Exactly.
that like I said, like, you're having fun with it, and obviously, there's gotta be, like, consistency and organization in the script reading or stuff like that, but you're having fun, and sometimes, like, it leads to improv, and improv is, like
Yeah.
I said, like, accidental happy mistakes, and you'll see
Yes.
that a lot
You
in
just
movies.
roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, it just generates ideas in your head. And then one of the things we were talking about, like, the girl I was talking to, she plays, Dungeons& and Dragons,
Yep,
and
I
then
love D&D.
it just, like and we talked about like, of course, I never played it, but I kinda, like
What?
I never
You
I've
gotta play.
seen
It's so much fun.
but I kinda understand that could be good for voice acting if
Mhm.
you, like or you can build, like, a voice over based off D&D, and she told me that there's people that have done that just create like animation through it or even a podcast. I don't know because my older brother was listening to a podcast about guys going through a D&D scenario and it was kind of comical too.
Well, I mean, Critical Role, that it's a bunch of voice actors that play Dungeons and Dragons, and I loved watching them. And when I wanted to join a D&D group, I'm like, "Y'all, we're gonna have fun here, okay?" And that's exactly what I do. I voice my character, and I embody this character, and we have a lot of fun.
uh the last time I've kind of like when I think of Dungeons and Dragons, the last scene I saw was like it was on a show, Ted. Have you heard of Ted? The
I've
bear.
heard of it, I haven't seen it
That
though.
well, there was 2 movies, and then there's a spin-off show, and they just had a 2nd season, and one of them was a Dungeons& and Dragons episode where they're trying to get weed, and the weed dealer is a dungeon master.
Oh, okay.
And they walk in onto his game, but the people who were playing did not like how he was running the game, and they quit, and he had no one to play with, but then they come in and like Ted and his like best friend who wished him alive and the guy's cousin were asking for weed and like no, I'm not selling any weed right now, but it's like, oh, it seems like you need players. How about if we play your campaign, you could give us the weed? And it's like, huh, get the treasure, get the herb. And Ted was like, why do you say that like it sounds like it rhymes? So they go to his house, and then the parents join in because they're afraid they were gonna get into drugs, like, they were worried that but not knowingly they are playing for drugs. And then they go in, and then they do an imaginary, like as they're playing the game, then they, like, have this, like, play out the scene, like, separate from what's going on the table into the actual world, and then they're trying to get through and then they try to battle a demon at the end, and they were trying to roll and defeat it, and everyone's dying except for the mother, who she's very innocent, but her character is a warrior, and like, "Fight her, mom, fight her!" Like, and then no, she goes up and talks to the demon, like, "Hi, I'm Susan from Framingham, Massachusetts. What's your name?" "I am Drusilla, the king of the underworld." Like, "Oh, is it fun being a demon?" He's like, "It's okay." It's like, must
Charisma
be
check.
ha it's like, it must be hard for people being afraid of you all the time. Actually, it is hard. Thank you for acknowledging that. What do you say your name was again? Susan. You are a breath of fresh air, Susan."
Oh my gosh, that's exactly how D&D goes though, you never know.
So and she defeats the demon because it's more compassion. It's like, "You just need to go out to meet new people. There's a spot open in my watercoloring class." Like, "Really?" "Actually, no." It's like, Carol apologized to Lydian for what she did in the watercoloring class. Now she's back in. And then the demon's like, "What did Carol do?" "She painted a portrait of Lydian and accidentally left in her mustache." And he was like, "No, you call me a demon." But that was like the last thing I saw on like Dungeons and Dragons. Like, oh, but see, that can be like good, like imagination.
Yeah, and
Even
that's
like,
exactly it, like, I played a barbarian 'cause, awesome, but, he's this huge buff guy, but he's, like, super sweet, and, he's not that bright 'cause I put all of my points into fighting, and that was kinda the same thing, it's like, I love it, you never know where the story's gonna go, so it's not
yeah.
all about hitting things, it's curious, and he was always into gossip, apparently.
Like, that's what, the person explained yesterday. It's like, you get frustrated because like, this is what character does, and, like, it's like
Mhm. And there's something like, I wanna do this, but I know my character never would, and that was always the hard thing too. It's like, "Man, I really want that money." It's like, "No, but morals, we can't do that."
but what happens if your character changes perspective?
So
Can you
that's one of the good things about having a party, because it's you get influenced by the people around you too. So even though I have my character who's, on a set path, but then you have everyone else who has their characters on paths, and so you bleed into each other a little bit. So even though it's like, well, he wouldn't do this, but if you're doing it, then sure, why not? So it's one of those, and
get a
it's
character
really
turn
fun.
bad to good or a character can
Exactly.
be good to bad?
Yeah, it's all about how you play, at least when I played, I made my character, I worked really close with the DM on, "Hey, this is the backstory, this is kinda what we go," and so he weaves in everything into our campaign, and that's what kinda changes, so you find a little bit more out about your character, but then also the other characters, and it's like, "Okay, so let's work together for this, but maybe we should go look into this too." And it can change how, you view your character or how even you view the campaign on, well, what's good, what's wrong, and it's really fun experience, especially if you get a really good group. And I miss my group. I haven't actually been able to play in a while since I've worked too much, but
Mm,
one day I hope to get back into it.
yeah. What
Definitely
what
in
what
Dice Goblin.
what slowed you down?
So I work a lot of overtime. So we used to play on Saturday nights, and I started working like every Saturday. So just working 6 days a week. Just I was just exhausted, and to stay up for like a 4-hour campaign. I'm like, yes, I
Oh,
need sleep. I'm getting up at 4 a.m. for work, but I actually, thankfully, have another job lined up. So hopefully that overtime is going to lessen, and I can start focusing more on the fun things I want to do in life.
yeah, and, like, what you've been doing for work, like, just
So I work in a pharmacy actually. I am a
Oh.
certified and licensed pharmacy technician. So, drugs and art, I was always told go hand in hand.
Oh god.
Yep, I have an art degree, graphic design and illustration, but I actually started college pre-pharmacy, and after working in a pharmacy, said, "Nope, I don't wanna do this." So I changed to
Mm,
art, but pharmacy pays the bills, it always has.
yeah, but, especially, like, when you don't like doing the job, it just
Yeah,
that's definitely hard. Because you wanna, like, you wanna go to something that you really enjoy and also have time to do the fun things like, D&D or any, like well, for anybody, like, any hobby and not just
yeah.
strictly work all the time, just to make a living, a good living, and also have the free time to do other stuff that's fun to you, and so
Yeah, exactly. You need that work-life balance, and, I found that with the job I have right now, I'm not getting that, I'm working. So, I got a remote job that I start at the end of the month, and I'm so excited so I can stay home.
what kind of remote job?
It's actually still pharmacy, believe it or not.
No.
So, as I said, it pays the bills, and that's where my experience is. So it's gonna be a nice change of pace though, because
Yeah.
it's a different I'm a supervisor right now, and it's not supervisory role, so I'm really excited for that. And it's something that it's more flexible for me. So I will have more time, for voice acting and for auditions. I'll be home. I can access my sound booth if I need to. So it's gonna be nice.
So, what's your sound booth like? I don't have one right now, but
Cool.
I hear people get creative with it.
So my sound booth, I actually ripped out part of a closet and removed all the shelves. My dad actually came over and helped me build this, so thanks, Dad. We blocked off part of the closet wall, and then we built a PVC frame, and that's where I hung all the dampening blankets on the PVC, and then I stuck the foam tiles on the actual closet wall. And it's awesome. So I have a gaming PC that I brought into the space, and I built around it to make sure I had the space. So I game in here and I do voice acting in here.
Oh, nice. And, did are you just auditioning or did you, like, get some, like, small gigs for voice acting?
Nothing yet. I'm still kind of networking, auditioning and stuff like that. But as of right now, it is kind of a glorified hobby. Yeah, I'm hoping one day it turns into a career, but I also know it's something that it's going to take time, and I'm
Mhm.
okay with that. That's why I have another job that pays the bills while I can pursue this.
Yeah. I think that's important,
Hmm.
but if you treat it like and like I said, and I was kinda mentioning this yesterday, like, you kinda, like, sometimes hope you take off, but most of the time,
Yeah.
you're not, it's like we talked about, like, even last night, about it takes, like, 10,000 hours to
Yep.
perfect, or
It is a
that's the term.
marathon, not a sprint,
Yeah.
and that's something that, you know, in the beginning, it kinda stressed me out, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm like, this is a lot, what am I gonna do?" It's like, baby steps. As long as I do a little bit more every day, then puts me ahead of where I was yesterday. So whether it's reading out loud or doing another class or, looking in something, doing an audition, I'm working on getting my website built. I just did my headshot. So as long as I'm doing little things, I still feel like I'm making progress. But it it is gonna take a while, I think.
Yeah. And if someone did make it big right off the bat, it's either they got lucky or just luckily their stuff just hit the right feed or something.
Yeah.
It's
Or,
just
it's all about who you know too, if you have connections.
yeah, that's true. Like,
Yeah.
but even so, if you got that one hit, how can you follow up with that too?
Yep.
There's that 15 minutes of fame a lot of people do, like, people going viral and then what? Like, for example, the Hawk Tuah girl, right? She, like, had that one viral video, which I feel like any given moment, someone will say some comment like
Mhm.
that, and it was just, like, nonstop about, like and to realize she was kind of a crazy Southern woman, and then I think she's just tried to start her own podcast, didn't last long, and then, I think she got into Bitcoin, and there was a whole scandal behind that. And, but again, it's just like, you know, that it's like there was, like, no, like, skills. She just said one funny thing, and everyone it just seemed like it just went viral, and then
Yeah, you just
people just seemed to paid attention a lot to that, but realizing, like, what was her skill set, like, you know, it's just, like, one comment that anyone can make.
yeah, and
So
you just don't know what's gonna blow up either, and I've never really been into social media. Like, I have an Instagram, but it's one of those that I'll post when I can. I'm not strict on it, and, I made a separate Instagram for my voice acting, 'cause I've always had one for my art, and it's like, I love making art. I make art for myself, so I post it to share. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. I made it for me anyway. So, like, I don't know, like, going viral, like I said, I've never really liked being center of attention. Yeah, sure, it'd be really cool, but I want it to be for something that I want to do, not chasing something like, "Oh, this is hot right now. Let me do this." No, it's discover me if you want.
yeah. I just feel like, though, with too much fame, it just comes with a lot of heartache.
Mhm.
It's like, the more attention you get, the more people who have no life will find a way to comment, badmouth you,
Yeah.
or maybe you get too much attention, or there's just overload of obligations. People want you money, but if you sign a certain contract, you pretty much sign your life away, or so I think there's this like a balance where make a good living, but stay true to who you are. Like, how much money do you really need to make to be? Yeah.
Exactly. And,
So
I'm a very private person, and it's like I would like to keep my private life private. Like, I will share what I wanna share, but, like, don't go nitpicking into me. I don't want someone on Wikipedia reading like, "Oh, yeah, Meghan Ramsay, she was born here," and, it's like, why? Why does that matter? I've never been into celebrities,
there's a
let's just
lot.
say.
There's a lot of curious people out there, though.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Oh, I
oh,
know.
a lot of people are just like, oh, who's this person? They do a lot of research, but that's a scary part about Wikipedia. People can write anything you want,
Yeah, exactly. But, I
even
mean,
if it's like not true.
yeah, hey, if you like me for my voice, that's what I wanna do. So, that's cool.
Like, just like me for, like, the work I do and the effort I put into it, and that's it.
And if
Like,
you
you don't
don't,
have to
that's
watch it.
fine too.
What kinda stuff have you been auditioning for? Like, in terms of animation, like, what would you say is, like, the thing that you really would like to get in terms of, like, what kinda role did
I I mean, dreaming big. I would love to do, like, big video games. Naughty Dog is one of my favorite studios. I love their games. I love their story-driven games. So, and a studio like that would be awesome. Or, animated movies. Yeah, I love movies. I love shows. So, like,
you too?
uh, Sony, Netflix, even Disney. Like, heck yeah. I would work with them. But it would be just something I'm passionate about.
Yeah, and, yeah, I like the many, like, show animated shows that are brought on, whether if they're, like, for example, like different Netflix shows, whether you're into the vulgar humor like Big Mouth or there was another one. Oh, Blue Eye Samurai, which I would not think I would be into that kind of show, but my brother showed it and it actually was a really good story.
I've heard good things about it. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah, but it was like an 8 episode. I don't know if the second season came out yet, but it came out last year and it was a good storyline. It's just about the samurai who I guess like in Japan, they back then they closed off everything from the outside world, and it's just strictly, like, no Western culture, no white people.
Huh.
Japan was, like, being very private, but I guess, like, maybe it turned out that it was, like, a white guy living in there in secret, but as that was going on, there's this, like, woman samurai who's trying to, like, present look like a man because that's, you know, out of the norm, but she has blue eyes, which mean well, I guess that means, like, she's half white, half Asian, and she's, like, an outcast, but she's also learned how to be a good, like, sword fighter samurai growing up, um and she's like this really gritty, like, but, um, kinda like angry, like, character, like, she's doesn't want, like, any much to do with people, and there was, like,
I
this,
feel that.
like that and then there was that, like, and my brother mentions, "Why does every show have to have an annoying sidekick?" And there was, like, this noodle maker who had no hands trying to fall her and admire, like, 'cause she saw her take on a few guys by herself and, like, kick their asses, and he wanted to, like, be like her, and she was just so annoyed by it, like, she didn't want the company and all that, but, uh,
I mean, that definitely sounds interesting, but, I mean, definitely shows, animated movies, like, they're fun to watch, and, I don't know, I've always liked them as a kid, even
yeah.
now. I'm a child at heart.
I've always f no, I hear you because when I watch like, sometimes you like to go back and watch those old Disney classics just for fun,
Yep.
like, like Fox and the Hound, which I think is a pretty low-key one, Bambi, even though that's very sad, for the most
Treasure
part.
Planet was always my favorite.
Oh, yes, I haven't watched
Best
that in a while,
Disney
but
movie.
that is I do like the song that goes with it too, the
Yes.
"I'm Still Here."
Yes.
So,
And
but
I've
that
I've always loved pirates and, like, Treasure Island, so that movie, hands down my favorite Disney movie. So good.
yeah, I do like Tarzan,
Oh, yeah, it's another good one.
I
Good
think that
music.
might be the best soundtrack.
I agree. I love it.
Phil Collins went hard with
Oh,
that.
yes, he did.
Like, everyone
He
will
did
make
not need to.
memes about, like, "Okay, Phil, this movie's about a guy who got raised by apes. Don't get too hard with the soundtrack." Shows a guy out with a piano, and the
On
piano's on
fire,
fire,
yes.
but
That's
and he
exactly it.
also sung every song, he sang it in multiple languages himself.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't
like,
know that. That's so cool.
if you put on the subtitle, it will be him singing in different languages on every song, so then and he did that just so everyone could, like, understand it in different languages, so that's how much effort he put into that.
And that is a great movie and great soundtrack. Even
Yeah.
Hercules. I remember I loved
Oh,
Hercules
yeah,
as a
that's a
kid
good one.
too.
Yeah. Funny story about that one where, someone posted I saw a post, like, literally when Hades says, "Hey, guys, relax, it's halftime," is actually halfway through that movie
It's
when he
really
says that line.
that's awesome.
So it's like, "Oh my god," I don't know if that was just on purpose or just, like, random.
Probably on purpose.
I don't
Disney
know,
is sneaky like that.
but no, that one is a good one. Um, I mean, obviously, Frozen was pretty good, even though I wouldn't think I would be in that kinda movie, but that
I
was
liked the first one. The second one was
okay,
okay. I think
okay.
it's,
It's
Disney, I
it's
will say, might
it's hard to make a
get it
good
wrong.
sequel, but usually Disney does a pretty good job making, good sequels, like, Toy Stories always seem to be a good
Yeah.
hit, like, every time, like,
Too.
Toy Story 5, it's sure it's coming out, I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I do kinda get it though, it's the whole technology with kids, so it's like, I am excited to see what they do with it.
Oh, yeah, 'cause the theme is, like, it is, like, what, some sort of iPad that looks
It's
like
like
a
an iPad,
frog,
yeah.
and they're trying to explore the the new technology, if it's gonna overrun classic toys. So, I mean, I think that's just like a story to be told, and
Yeah,
maybe they'll execute it very well like they've done the first 4. Like, I think it's kinda impressive because like, they do always I mean, you can't go everything off by Rotten Tomatoes, but it seems like it always gets a
mhm,
high score in the audience and Rotten Tomatoes, they seem like always have a hit in each movie per se.
yeah, and that's what I will say, sometimes though, Rotten Tomatoes, I'll like something just because of the charm of it, and even though it gets low score,
Yeah.
I don't care, I still like it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of movies I like that just don't have good Rotten Tomato scores, like, but even so, even when I talk to a lot of people like the movie like Space Jam, right? That
Yeah,
has a
classic.
low Rotten Tomato score, but I will quote that movie all day.
I feel like everyone knows that movie.
Oh my god, like, "It's him, the killer. He's big. He's
Yeah.
good. He's mine."
Man, I haven't seen that movie in a very long time.
Well, unfortunately, like, my brother would pick on me, it's like, "You're that blue alien." Like, "Oh, come on."
Aw,
It's
so mean.
it's like, I said, "Where we going?" Like, it's there's Hayden, like, "Come
Uh,
on, I'm not that dumb."
yeah, but you can do your voice like that,
I
see?
know. Well, yeah, it's like, "Hey, little pig." Boo. It's like, "Yeah, are you okay?"
I love it.
Oh, and then also, surprisingly, even though this is not an animated movie, but still, can be kinda like voiceover because The Grinch, Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
And that has a low that doesn't have an impressive but I feel like everyone I talk to loves that movie.
because it's
Maybe
Jim
some
Carrey.
people get creeped out by the way the Grinch is, but I think Jim Carrey went all out for that one, even though he's always charismatic and all out in anything, but
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is because it's Jim Carrey. I feel like there's really a movie I don't think there's a movie I've seen with him that I didn't like. He's just a fun person, and it shows.
yeah. And he probably has his demons outside of it, which, kinda explains a lot. Because a lot of times you like we were I was talking about, like, getting too much in your head, like, being driven in the character and saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, I was playing Jim Carrey, and now I'm just this calm, collective person all these years."
Yeah.
But, yeah, but that movie was like and it's like I said, to me, a good movie, it's very quotable. Like,
Yep,
you can
it's
just
memorable.
quote it, and, like, I can just quote that movie, like, all the time.
Aw, and for me, I think it's, like, the story and the music, and I might not remember, like, a lot of, like, specific quotes, but, like, How to Train Your Dragon is one of my
Oh, yeah.
favorite, and, like, I can just listen to the music, and I can picture the scenes, I know what's going on, and it's just such a sweet, sweet movie.
I did, yeah, I watched the whole trilogy, and that's, like, one of those low-key DreamWorks films, though, that
Yep,
just
DreamWorks.
seem to be a hit every time, but I do like the music 'cause it's like that kinda, like, music that just, like, puts hair in s back of like,
Yeah.
stands up in the back of your neck, like the test drive scene.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
But actually, what sometimes would be because sometimes I will surf YouTube a lot, and I will stumble upon, like the epic version of that music melody, and I don't think you wanna go back listening to the original because this one just really spices it up.
Yeah. Or, I mean, hearing it in person too. I
Yeah.
know, like, the Boston Pops, they were doing a live performance while playing the movie. I missed it, I didn't get a chance to go see it, but that would have been amazing.
Oh god, but yeah, just imagine listening to that kinda orchestra live.
I mean, it's incredible. I saw the Boston Pops when Ray Chen was here, so he did the music from Arcane, and hearing it live was just fantastic. Even though, like, I listen to the soundtrack all the time when I work, it's really good music, but just there's something different about hearing a live orchestra play some of your favorite songs.
Yeah, and
It's
especially if they, like,
incredible.
play it to a T. Yeah.
Yes. Ugh, I
Oh
love
my god.
it. I always
Yeah,
feel
but
bad. My sister, she actually super into music, and she was in band and stuff like that, and I actually hated classical music when I was in high school, and she was a performance major, so, she was constantly playing stuff, and she had all the classical music stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I don't wanna listen to this," but now I feel like that's all I listen to, and I'm like, "I am so sorry. No, 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 your music's really good." I just didn't appreciate it at the time.
yeah, I think, there's a lot of times back then when, like, I don't wanna listen to Southern folk music. I don't wanna listen to this. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't wanna listen to I mean, I don't listen to opera, but sometimes
80s
it's
music.
fun to tr Oh, no, 80s music, I'm always been kind of a go-to, but
Oh, I was always so mad at my parents, like, "I don't wanna listen to this old music," but now it's like, "I'm sorry, guys, you really did have good taste in music."
yeah. Nah, I feel like there was a lot of better music back then. There's
I
some good
agree.
yeah, like, a lot like, different genre, like rock and roll, the Michael
Mhm.
Jackson, Billy Joel, or
Huge Queen
Elton
fan.
John. What's that?
Huge Queen fan.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
I mean, like, I love what they did with the movie Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yes, that was so good.
and what was nice, but you have to get the DVD, but you can watch it on YouTube. Like, they did in the theatrical version, they didn't do the whole Live Aid sequence. I think they skipped out on Crazy Thing Called Love and We Will Rock You and just did, like they skipped to it, but then there's the full version, which honestly
Yeah.
I had it on DVD and then we watched it, but I was like, "No, no, no. We're gonna exit out of this movie and we're gonna go to the bonus feature and we're gonna watch
Alright,
the whole
watch it all.
damn Live Aid thing."
Oh,
And on
man.
YouTube, you can compare and contrast the actual and then the movie
Oh,
too,
that's cool.
side by side.
Oh, I have to look into that.
Yeah. But no, that was, a really good performance. So I think people say that was the greatest band performance of all time.
Oh, it almost sounded just like him. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think that was Raymond Malik actually doing the voice. It was some guy voice he had to obviously learn how to sing, but
Yeah.
there was, like, this, I learned this story, like, it was, like, some church singer who had a similar sounding to Freddie Mercury,
Huh.
and they had to, like, obviously make Raymond Malik, sing like him or, like, when, like, in terms of lip sync, had to, like,
Yeah.
mimic, like, the notes, but it wasn't really his voice singing, which I was a little
Huh.
disappointed because, like, "Oh my god, he went all out," but then you
Yeah,
heard
that's what I was thinking.
but in terms of the acting and, like, acting like Freddie
Mhm.
Mercury and all that, he did a great job, and I think he won an Os yeah, he did win an Oscar for that role,
Yeah.
for best actor, but no, I was, like, pretty stoked to hear about the movie coming out, and I saw the teaser trailer, and I messaged my older brother who kinda got me into Queen, and he's like, "Bro, this is life."
Gotta go
Uh
see this.
but yeah, but I just get, like Bohemian Rhapsody is like, if
Mhm.
you put that on, I sing in that's my go-to karaoke.
I
Or
have
yeah,
actually done that karaoke as well.
like, last time I did it, I was in St. Louis with, like, a couple friends. We just did a beer mile race the night before, and then we decided to go to a karaoke bar the next night, and I was like, "Alright, I'll do Bohemian Rhapsody." So we just, like, wrote down the list, and then finally I was up, and they just recorded me like, "Oh my god, dude, you made the night." Like, "Thanks." I don't know if I made the night, but
Well,
uh
it's funny. I know we went to, like, a karaoke place that we had to dinner, then we went downstairs for karaoke, and I love to sing, but again, private, I'm a car singer and a shower singer, so my friend's like, "Okay, what if we sing together?" "Sure." She's like, "Let's do Bohemian Rhapsody." I know that song, and as soon as, like, we were next, I'm like, "How does the song start? I completely blanked. What is this song?" It
Is
was
this
a lot of fun. Yeah,
is
as
this
soon as it
the real
started,
life?
so good.
But what I like about that song is, like, a mixture of everything, like
Yes.
opera, gospel, and rock and roll.
I love it at the end when the beat drops, you're like, "Heck yeah, turn it up."
Oh, like, dun, dun, dun.
Yes,
And then you
so
just
good.
like, "So you think you can stun me and spit in my eye?" I can sing a lot louder than that, but I don't maybe. But, yeah, but I actually was kinda like when I was by myself and I just felt like singing, I just sometimes go all out just for
Oh,
no
yeah.
reason.
Oh, if I'm stuck in traffic, I'm turning that radio up, I'm jamming, I'm sure the cars next to me think I'm crazy. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Like, "What is wrong with this person?" Well,
Exactly.
I have
I'm
tinted
having a good
windows,
time.
so no one would see me. But, sometimes, yeah, like, I'll hear a song and, like, just be like, "I wonder if I can hit that." So, for example, "In the Name of Love" by U2, I will actually try to, like, do that loud verse of "In the name of" like,
Yeah, not gonna lie, I try to hit that high note in Golden. It's very hard.
it is, and, and sometimes your voice will crack, but it's so, but and, like, your brain just feels like it's gonna explode if you go all out, but,
It's like,
yeah.
"Imma try this.
But
I
you
can do
feel
this."
good if you actually feel like you conquer it, but the problem is, like, you can hear yourself, but sometimes when you hear yourself, you hear it differently when you hear it on recording.
Yep, that's why you just turn the music up high so you can't hear yourself and you just think you hit it.
But do you just, like, feel like your voice sounds different than when you hear on recording, which someone explained to me
Yeah.
why that is, like
That's one of the things that I think as a voice actor you have to get used to because when I talk to people, it's like I hear my voice and it sounds okay, but when I hear recordings back, I hate it. I'm like, "Is this how
Yeah.
I sound to you guys? I am so sorry." But it's making friends with that, "Hey, it's just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean anything." It's definitely something to get used to, and yeah, it's weird, definitely.
No, like, I think that's everyone.
Mhm.
you like to hear themselves talk, but then they hear on the recording, they just yeah, I feel that, like, embarrassing, God, man, I don't really wanna hear my voice for some reason, like, I just feel like I sounded smarter when I'm hearing myself talk without the
Mhm.
recording, you know? Like, I
It
always say to myself, like, "Oh, I sound" like, right now when I'm hearing myself talk, I sound, like my voice sounds intelligent, all that, but when I hear my voice on recording, it just seems like I don't know.
yeah.
I'm trying to pick on myself, but it just sounds like I'm not intelligent. Like my voice sounds like, yeah, like I'm like kinda like this, and I like hear my words stumbling a little bit and not being clear and concise, even though sometimes I feel like I am, but then realize, "Ooh, I jumbled my words there for a bit."
Well, that's definitely something that I practice as well. I record myself reading sometimes, and then I'll play it back, and I'm like, "Ooh, okay, let's try that again." And I think that's why when I do even, like, recordings for VAC, we do those, challenges, I record probably, like, 5 or 6 takes before I'm like, "You know what? This is fine. We're gonna use this one," because I don't like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
But it's letting go a little bit. It's putting yourself out there and be like, just because, again, it sounds different to you, it's not necessarily gonna sound like that to somebody else.
Yeah. You just gotta, like, take a chance and just appreciate just let people, see for themselves, hear for themselves, see how they like it,
Right.
you know? Like, as
And
long
then
as you bring that energy and work into it, I think people will take notice of that and then just
yeah.
but
And then
obviously
it's also okay if, one of the things too, it's not every part is for you. And it's being okay with the fact that you weren't chosen. It's like, the producers, the whoever's doing the directing, they know what they're looking for. If it's not me, that's okay. Move on. It might not have anything to do with your voice. It's just not what they're looking for.
Yep, I mean, they're looking for a specific type and,
Mhm.
you might not be and then maybe it's not the character that's most suitable for you, but like I said, it's a very important, you read for example, if I were to go into, the character list and you just read all of them and you're like, "Oh, I feel like I'd be very good at this character." So you just audition for it. Um, like I don't wanna play the main protagonist because, that person seems like maybe not as fun or maybe I'm not gonna into it versus, this small role where there's, this, I don't know, for an example, maybe this, funny voice goblin, whatever. It's like, "Oh, man, I feel like I would have fun with that." Put energy into that one, you know?
Yeah, and then, maybe you audition for something and they say, "You know what? You'd be better as this person." So it's like, you never know what they're looking for. But I do find when I'm looking, at things to audition for, I am picking characters that I feel match my personality because I feel like I can do that because that's kind of like me. Or even when we do our table reads on Saturdays for VAC, I feel like I'm picking the characters that like I can resonate with this character, even though there's only 2 lines. I can do those 2 lines. I actually try to stay away from those main characters and those people that have all the readings. I don't know. I don't think I'm ready yet.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, what be, the next step is, right, when you pick
Mhm.
characters that are more in line, but then venturing out to characters that
Exactly.
are, like,
Stepping out of
not
that
your
comfort zone.
persona, but you can change into that character.
Yeah.
Yeah. That,
That's definitely something I'm working on.
yeah. I mean, I guess one from one of the modules, like, the exercise is, like, when you're about to voice a character, you have to, like, say, "I am this, and I am," like, and describe their, like, character traits, and then try to, like, get in your brain, like, "I'm this character right now. Like, let's turn it on."
Yeah, try to, put yourself in their shoes and try to like, okay, so what is this character thinking? How is this scene going? And I think that's the fun part, like the actual acting part of it. And even though it's just your voice, but it's no, I am this character. And I think that's the fun you get to have.
Yeah, it's like you're trying, like, study, like, you're, like, so, like, "What's this character like? What does he eat for breakfast?" You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's being that character.
It's like,
It's like
what
maybe
makes
this
him
morning.
tick? What makes him
Exactly.
like, what gets him up every morning? Or, like, or what doesn't make him get up every morning? Is he depressed? Is he, like, a happy-go-lucky, or does he have a mission, or does he have vengeance in him, or something like that, depending on what the
Yeah.
storyline is.
Or, like, are they quirky, Like, what are some of their personality traits? Are they serious? Are they, moody? Are they silly? And that's something that, you know, you get to do. You get to be. You get to be everything.
And like I said, you can just try to be something that you're not, but you can totally, like, act them out in a way, like, it's, like, sometimes fun just to act like a different person.
Yes. And, I feel like that's what I do at home, doing the different accents, talking with my cat, and it's just, trying something new sometimes. And I'm sure my cat loves it. But
Mm,
but that's the fun. So then by the time that I'm ready to sit down and, work and do my peer reviews, do my additions and everything. It's like I'm already in that state of mind that let's have some fun, being silly and goofy all day. Let's, actually do some recordings for it.
mm. And sometimes, like, if you had, like, any ideas, do you just like, "Oh, I gotta roll with this right now." Like, some people do that, like, "I need to do this right now before the juices, like, go down." Like, some people, like, when they get an idea, they have to write it down and then take
Yeah.
action.
I sometimes I am kind of a space cadet, so a lot of times I'll like, create stories in my mind and I'll just like kind of go through and I will space out and I'm like an hour goes by and I'm it's like sitting on my phone but not really paying attention. I'm thinking of a whole story in my head and then it's like, how did this start? And then I completely forget where I even am. Um, so I think a lot, and then that kinda gets that creative juices going, and I doodle a lot, so that kinda helps as well. I'll take out my iPad or a piece of paper and just start doodling kinda what I'm thinking about, and it's like, "This is a cool character, maybe I'll use you for D&D one day," or, just something fun. But I think it's more in my head. I've never really been a journaler because I don't know, I feel like to write it down makes it permanent, where I like just being more free and loose and it's like watch that thought, listen to it, and then it's gone, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there people say if you don't write it down, it's not a goal, but I've always been kinda like that guy. It's like, if you think it, it's always in your head. You
Yeah,
think it's permanent in your head. Like, but people some go say, "If you don't write it down, it's not a goal." Like, I disagree with that because if you think it, it's already in your thoughts and it's within your head. It's already in there. So,
and that's kinda how this all came about for me. It's one of those that I'm working so much and I'm sitting on my floor and I was like, "If I can do anything, literally anything in the world, what would it be?" And there's this little voice in the back of my head that said, "Hey, you always wanted to be a voice actor." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did wanna be a voice actor." And I just remember texting my sister, be like, "Hey, how crazy would it be if, I actually went for this?" And always so supportive. I love my sister. And she's like, "Go for it." So I actually signed up for acting classes in Boston, and I got off work at 3 o'clock. I would drive into the city. I would get home around 9 o'clock at night, and it was a lot of fun. And that was kind of like the intro where like, let me take just the basic acting classes. Let's just see if I can do this. And then I started taking courses with Steve Bloom, and then found back and started doing back classes. And it's just I've definitely come out of my comfort zone, and it's been a lot of fun. So Yeah, I didn't write down this goal. It's not something that, I made a whole vision board for. It's just that you wanna do this. Why not try it? Alright, cool. We're just gonna do it. Just jump right
Yeah.
in.
And it's, like, right there and, kinda same with me, like, "Ah, maybe I should give this a, chance." Like, maybe,
Yeah.
like, take this little, like, side skill and maybe try to turn it into something in a hobby, but obviously I need to practice more, but like I said, this is probably kinda why I started this podcast, just kinda, like, talking with people and maybe even though it's not voiceover, but still, like, your voice is out there and you're
Yeah, and you're getting comfortable. You're getting comfortable talking with somebody and, in front of a camera. Because yeah, I've never been one of those people either. So,
but yeah, but and it's also talking to people you don't know, and then somehow
yeah,
you're talking more than an hour and a half about, like, in, like, a
just
good
stuff.
conversation, and yeah, I think and a lot of people usually have struggled with that, like, if you think about it, like, when you watch podcasts and you just think, "Oh, it's just people with normal conversation," but it's actually quite impressive, you can go on and on and on with somebody you might not know and then go on a long conversation with.
And then it's not even just, like, sitting and asking questions and answering questions either. It's literally just a conversation.
Yeah, and and that's why I kinda like the freestyle conversation. Some people come to me, "Anything I need to, like, know?" I think you might have asked me, like well, no, no,
Sure.
you're not the only one. Like, people were like, "Anything I need to prepare for?" Like, I mean, might give them a little out we can talk about your inspirations and your interests, but other than that, like, whatever it's freestyle. Whatever goes, goes, and but I always was telling a story because I'm gonna have my brother-in-law on the podcast, and he's a firefighter and union president,
Oh.
and I thought it would be kinda easy going with him, like, "Oh, so what are we gonna talk about?" Like, anything we want." Like, "Well, I need a basis, so, like, what?" Like, this is not scripted, man. This is like, but I wanna talk about firefighter in the IAF, which is, like, the union district, and, like, "Oh, that's fine, like, fine."
Yeah.
But he's like, "I also need to review it before you post it." Like, that's fine with me too. You probably need better equipment. Like, all right, fine. I mean, he has a little podcast kit we tried out one time way back, but it's like we could use that. And I'm like I said, it's fine. If whatever makes him feel comfortable, I'll just roll with it and see how it goes. So is this podcast no, like cocktail friendly? And I'm like, it can be. Like, I just haven't done it yet, but uh,
Yeah. And
but
I mean, that I definitely was I'm like, "What? I've never done a podcast before." I've listened to podcasts, but and I am kind of a structured person with how I do things, so it's like, "What do I need to prepare for?" So it's like, "Oh, no, there is no preparing." "Okay. That's fine."
just like roll with it.
They just
Eh,
jump right in, alright.
yeah, but I think I feel like when if you have a structured podcast with a lot of questions, and I hear that, I just feel like it's like cut and dry, silly questions, like, "Oh, what's your
Yeah.
favorite meal? What's your go-to drink?" I don't know. I find like I don't fall in love with those short talk like throw out like these cheesy questions. But when I hear like conversation based style, even though sometimes maybe it can get repetitive some episodes, but still like can lead to some interesting topic or interesting discussion. And then once it gets rolling, and all of a sudden you can see the enthusiasm behind the conversation. Right? And,
It
like, kinda
definitely
like what we
works.
did, like, earlier talking about, like, voice acting or, like, bands and stuff, you
Yeah.
can tell the genuine, like, excitement, and people usually like to hear that, so,
Yeah, and you
um
never know what you're gonna talk about.
yeah,
It's
exactly,
always fun.
like, I didn't know I was gonna talk about Dungeons& and Dragons, but Dungeons& and Dragons has been mentioned 2 days in a row.
It's so fun. See, that's your hint to go play.
Uh, maybe I'll give it a shot, I don't know.
It's very addicting. It really is.
Maybe I could sit in and just watch from the side, like,
Yeah.
and like in like pit and like a paint and sip. Like I'll do the sip, but I won't do the paint. But maybe just sip in Dungeon and Dragons, and I'm like, I'll do the sipping, but I'm not doing the D&D. I'm just gonna watch from the side.
I
See how it is.
actually just did a paint and sip night, like, last week for the first time ever. It was so much fun.
Oh, like what did you guys paint?
So we
Any
did we did a landscape. It was like an ocean with a tree with, like, I think, like, sakura blossoms or something. It was like I think it's a sunset. it was something silly, but I no one's ever wanted to do one with me because I actually have an art degree, and so they're like, "Well, no, you'd be too good at it." But guys, it's guided and you drink. It's gonna be fun. And it was a lot of fun, and, of course, I went off on my own, I added a shark and, some other stuff 'cause, we had some time after, and I'm like, "This is the ocean, I don't add a shark."
I'm gonna add a shark.
Yeah, I love
Oh my
sharks.
god. My older brother he sometimes will paint. He's a good painter, and he painted, like, a random landscape, like a foggy wood area, and then sometimes I just wanna add some dark shit, so I'm just gonna put a werewolf right there.
As you should.
Yeah. Oh, but then one time and I never watched this show, he painted this, like, image, from Peaky Blinders. I don't know if
I've heard of it, but I
there
haven't
was a scene where it's, like, back in the post World War One times, and I visited his house, and I saw the painting, like, "What is this from?" Like, "Oh, you never seen Peaky Blinders?" It just shows, like, guns with machine guns with gas masks, and they all look like they're badasses, and there's, like, a scene from that because they tear gas a woman like a woman and another guy shooting at them, and they were, like, trying to take vengeance, I guess, on this woman, and then they, like, used to fought in World War One, so they're used to the tear gas because that's what was used in World War One, and so they put on the mask and just throw it, and then, like, the woman's, like, choking and suffocating, and they just come out from behind, and they're just, like, holding machine guns going,
like,
"You
cool
showed me
guys
that
walking away from
scene." I was like,
explosions.
"Oh, this seems like a good show," but I never got around to watching it, but he'll paint stuff like that. He also painted me, which is already a painting, but I saw it on Facebook. It was this, like, dim, like, it seems like it's about to be night, and there's a little full moon, and there's, like, this meadow, trees in the background, there's sheep, and then in front of the sheep is a sheepdog looking towards something, and it's a werewolf standing right there.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, and then, like, so I was fascinated with that painting, and we were talking about it, and I was like, there is one painting I saw that I really liked, like, and I showed him it, and then he came back, and he gave it for my birthday, he replicated that painting,
Oh, that's so cool.
and then
I
somehow yeah, it was like and I just hang it on my wall, it's just like I'm into the kind of werewolf, creature thing, like, if I had to pick a monster I wanna be, I'd be a werewolf, as long as I can turn into it anytime I want, not just full moon, and I can control it and not just, like, feel like I blacked out and I just mangled a lot of people. It's like, I can control being a werewolf.
Yeah, that honestly, same. Like, I think my first Inktober that I did, I think I started out with just a werewolf with the full moons. Like, it's October, we're doing Inktober, let's do a werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And actually, when I paint it, like, I'm not I mean, I feel like I was a pretty good drawer or painter in 1st, 2nd grade, but I just never, like, seemed to pick up that hobby, but I wouldn't say I'm a great drawer, but, he he decided, like like, and he kinda, like, smokes a joint and he, like, shared it with me and then all of a sudden I get really into the painting, like, here's a little sleeve of paper, you can draw it," and, like,
go have fun.
"Alright," and then I just randomly draw, like, freaking, like, was like a lake with some trees on, like, right on the edge of the lake, and then mountains right behind it, and then for some reason, I decided to have a Bigfoot's head, like, behind the mountains, like, kinda like it like, and with the yellow eyes, so for some reason, I'm just like, "He's there, he exists." But
Yeah,
it's
see,
kinda
that's
like
fun
this,
stuff.
like, scary movie poster, but, like, it doesn't show the Bigfoot's mouth, it's just, like, covered by the mountains, but it just, like, overlooks like this, and it's just, like, yellow eyes. That's what I did.
See, that's cool. I never really liked painting. I was forced to take painting in college actually, and I remember for our final, we had to do 2 canvases, but 1 picture. So I actually had mine, like, up and down, and so I had a huge pirate ship, and then underneath I had the underwater scene where it had, like, a shark and, treasure chests. I never really got into painting though. I always tell people I'm a sketch artist. I love to doodle, give me a piece of paper and a pencil or even just on my iPad. But once you ask me to color something, no. I've never been that person. I like to sketch. I like to doodle. I do graphic design, so like I can do logos, but painting not my strong suit. it's fun. I think it's, like, the setup and the cleanup, and it's just the effort putting in to get
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
I'm just like, "It's not for me."
I was like, "Oh, do I clean this?" Like, I don't
Yeah.
feel like it. No, I just but, yeah, like, it's I mean, you have to be really into it, and I think, like, every once in a while, like, just like I said, I was kinda, like, got a whiff of, like, getting into it and just like, "Alright, I like that's fine," like, but just sitting and watching painting, though, is kinda interesting, though,
Oh, yeah,
'cause he
Bob Ross? Heck yeah.
but, like, he show and, of course, I don't wanna describe what he was painting, but I don't know if you'll get a kick out of it, but sometimes he he will draw testicles, and, like, like, humanized, like, dicks or the testicles, like, oh my god, people paid him to do that, like
Oh my seriously? I mean, I guess
but
if he's getting
and
paid.
then he decides to do I think one of his coworkers were gonna retire soon, and I don't know if he requested this, but he literally draws, like, uh, a ball sack with, like, a dick with, like, holding on to the side of a fire truck, wearing firefighter gear, and he's showing me how he's painting that, like, "Oh, see how this becomes 3D dimensional?" I'm like, "Okay, okay." Jesus Christ, like, what the he was getting very detailed with it, and he finished it. I mean, it took him a long time to finish it, but I got to see him, like, do the whole process, like, but
Goodness. Yeah, I just doodle. I keep a sketchbook with me wherever I go. I actually have a sketch wallet, so it's one of those that, I'll doodle what I see or sometimes just what's going on, but I really don't do art for other people anymore. I do it for me, and that's about
yeah.
it.
I mean, he will do it for him, but sometimes he will like, if they want to pay him to do it, he'll sometimes do that just for the hell of it. But yeah, he's always been a good drawer and you just but he's always done like dark stuff. So I don't know what was going on there, but he did like serve in the Marines, so he must have had like some
Aw,
like dark aspect in his brain. But lately there'd been a lot more fun and playful, but still a little dark. I don't know. He was always into that kind of stuff though.
well, art's
Mhm.
always been a good outlet too, art therapy is definitely a thing. I actually have a friend who's, like, a therapist, and she uses art heavily, so it's really fascinating too. It's whatever your mind comes up with. And sometimes my mind comes up with crazy things too, and you're just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, that happened," and then you just move on to the next piece.
It's like your brain gets engaged, like,
Yeah,
it's taking your mind off something, and not just with art, but anything where really
yeah.
that seems to do something positive that just puts your focus into something, takes your mind off whatever's going on, whatever demons you're battling, and sometimes maybe you'll express those demons in paintings, but there's, like, that focus.
And there's
Like
something relaxing about it too, where it's like, your mind kinda just goes blank and you just, whatever happens, happens.
yeah. But, like I said, and it's creative, and sometimes it's fun to put those creative ideas on paper. And just like with you know, like voiceover work, right? Like even if like you come up with your own character or voice for it and then put it out there. That's just kind of like that different kind of art form.
Yeah, and then sometimes, you kinda surprise yourself, circling back to D&D that kinda happened too, where you get so focused, you're in a scene, you're your character, and sometimes I say things without my brain even thinking about it, and it's like, "Oh, well, that's happening. Okay, cool." And so it's, kinda getting out that creative outlet. It's a lot of fun, and it's always nice to get out of your comfort zone a little bit too.
Yeah. I mean, which, I think a lot of people would have trouble with, including myself, but like doing this or trying to do that or um traveling to another country maybe
Yep.
or like even for a race, but still like just doing more of those things just makes you feel like all right, I can do more than I think I can.
Absolutely, and I feel like you're your own worst enemy. It's those fears of, "Well, what if I'm not good enough?" Well, what if you are? So it's like, try it, you don't know. And definitely as I've gotten older, I've kinda grown a little bit more into that where it's take your chances, it's okay, and, being okay with not everyone's gonna like you, don't worry about what other people think. Did you have fun doing it? great. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, failure, I mean, can be scary, but and I think when it's either there's 2 different ways how you can handle failure. When you fail a lot, is either it dreads you or it makes you stronger. But that's up to you, really. And
Exactly.
I feel like, not gonna lie, I feel like failures have deteriorated me in the past, whether it's like failure to get a job or failure that I didn't perform well in this race or whatever, or and all those kind of things. But it's either you let it dread or you learn from it and it makes you stronger in the long term.
Yeah,
But
and I wholeheartedly believe everything happens for a reason, So if, hey, I didn't get this job, it wasn't meant to be. There's something better around the corner. And that's just kind of the outlook I have, and it's, falling down and getting back up on that horse where as someone who used to ride horses, it's happened quite a bit. But it's that there is always that kind of fear of getting back on. I actually had a huge accident one time where I broke my back and
Oof.
it it took me a while, but, after I was all healed and we started small, but I ended up getting back on that horse and I still occasionally ride when I can, but it is hard, but you need to do it sometimes, especially if it's
Yeah.
something you enjoy and something that you love doing. It's, don't let fear stop you from continuing that passion and that love.
Yeah, and some people say, "You're insane." Like, "No, I enjoyed it
Yeah,
before and I wanna do it again." I just don't like,
exactly.
there's always that, like, accomplishment getting back into something that originally put you hurt. Like, for instance, like, go in the ocean, you get attacked by a shark, you mentioned sharks, and then but you
Yeah.
still go back in the ocean because 'cause you're like, "I don't wanna let fear, like, dictate." Like, because I love doing this and I don't want this one incident, and it takes bravery. And now
Mhm.
some people might not be afraid to go right back into it. It's like, "No, I don't care."
Good
It
for
just
them.
like, shit happens. I'm like, "I'm not gonna
Yeah.
let that deter me." It's like, "Alright, whatever." It's like, if I get attacked by another shark, what's the chance of that happening again? But it could, but that's a rarity.
But I
But
mean, there's also, like, there's a little bit of caution too, where it's like, should I be doing this?
yeah.
I used to jump on horseback, and now that like I'm in my 30s, I'm like, probably wasn't the smartest thing to keep doing. Like we're gonna stick to just riding, Like I'm not the daredevil I was when I was a kid.
What would you do with, like, horses? Like, did you do other than just horseback riding, or did you do, like, rodeo stuff too?
So I actually rode English. I used to show in dressage and show jumping. So dressage
Oh.
is like the dancing on horses that, Snoop Dogg made really big at the Olympics. So
Oh, yeah.
that's what I did. So yeah, dressage and show jumping were the two
Like
big ones.
equestrian
Yep.
type stuff? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I mean it's great. I still love to ride, and when I can I'll book a lesson just to get on a horse again. But maybe one day I'll have horses again. They're expensive, especially up in New England. They're a lot cheaper down south.
Oh, like, but yeah, I'll put here, like, there's a lot of, like, quite a bit of horse farms up in Vermont. Like, I know Morgan horses are big. Actually, it's a state animal, Vermont.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
Morgan
cool.
horse. So, so, I mean, I'm not like I said, I've never really actually, the only time I've probably ridden a horse was, like, when a little kid, like, they show and tell, like, at school and, like, but
The
obviously
pony
someone
ride.
handling the horse, and I think maybe I got stepped on and cried like a little baby about it, but
It hurts, I'm not gonna lie.
oh, yeah, that's a behemoth, like, animal, like,
Yeah.
but I think I got stepped on. I just can't, I do remember maybe crying about riding a horse. I was really little, so I could barely remember what, but I do remember riding a horse that one time, but I have never actually tried to ride it, like, as a grown up.
It's a lot of fun, it really is. We got into it 'cause we moved down to Georgia. Me and my sister, we did, like, a summer camp at a horse stables where, they teach us, like, how to take care of a horse, you got to learn to ride, and we just fell in love, and, it was one of those that we started taking riding lessons, and the, owner of the stable and the person that was doing the lessons, she ended up getting this horse. I can't remember where she got him, but she was kinda, like, flipping him, I guess, trying to, I guess, calm his behavioral issues, and then she was gonna sell him. So me and my sister, we begged for that horse, and sure enough, my parents were like, "All right." So that's how we got our first horse, and all through high school, I did a little bit through college where we showed, and it was a lot of fun. That's why I do kind of miss the South because of that reason. I have a lot of connections down there still, and I do miss being around like the horses.
Yeah, every place will seem to have a good and a bad, and then, like,
Yeah,
the horse like, "Oh, but there was one good thing about that place, or a few good things,"
yeah.
versus
It's too hot.
yeah, 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 no, I get you. Like, I like a good balance. Like, fall
Yeah,
I feel like the temperature here is, like, a little bit more fair in terms of, like, spring and fall, but winter, yeah, it depends on if you like winter
yeah.
or not, yeah.
I do to a point.
I don't
Yep.
mind it, but once it comes around, like, November, alright, fine, but once March starts to hit, like, "Alright, get out."
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm done with snow.
Like, "Let's go." I know, like, if you're into skiing, snowboarding, people are really into, like, just how to, like, go as long as they can, but I'm not much of a skier or snowboarder, but I have snowboarded a few times, so hopefully I'll get more into that, but at the same time,
I I've
right.
always wanted to learn to snowboard, and when I lived in Maine, and I was middle school in Maine, and my parents got me a snowboard for Christmas. I was so excited. I think I used it twice, and then we moved down to Georgia. So I'm like,
Um,
okay, no snow in Georgia, but I think I would like to pick it up again. I think that'd be fun. Skiing scares
oh,
me, but
it's
snowboarding.
it's oh god, I don't know how many times I fell on my ass. I remember as, like, a middle schooler, we have, like my parents have this property, and there's, like, a nice, like, hill, and I kinda practice on that, but I didn't really pick up on it. I never snowboard or skied down a resort before.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
same
and then finally, over a year ago, and some people are even like, not just my siblings, but other people like, "Oh, you should go learn how to snowboard, learn." And finally, I caved and went with my brother and his girlfriend to go snowboarding up in Burke Mountain, which is a half an hour north of me, and rented a snowboard. And we did the bunny slope first. And I was like, of course, trying to learn how to stop.
Yep.
And then I go up and finally we do a run, and I wasn't getting really used to it. I kept falling, but then I was starting to get better, but I was doing a less like a more forgiving trail, and we go to the mid park. Actually, this was after another attempt of doing the bunny slope, and I actually kept walking back up the hill and then, like, learning how to stop, and my brother was so proud of me, "Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go," and I thought this was gonna be the end of the day for me, but it's like, "Let's go up to Midburg, snowboard to the bar, and then we can do Deer Run," which is, like, a very long hill, like, okay." And I actually was getting better on the, like, going snowboarding to the bar, but then we did the, deer run, and I was doing okay, but sometimes I was, like, going too fast, didn't know how to slow myself down, so I didn't trust myself, so I kinda, like, stop, and then right after that, it just feels like every time I'm trying to steer left, I'm always going right, can't always going off trail, and then it was, like, a long process going downhill, and then I fell so many times. I didn't finish snowboarding, I just kinda, like it's like, this will look bad if I just slid down because it would look very goofy, and I think it would not be common courtesy, so I just had to keep, like, trotting down the hill, and then we get to the bar again, and they wanna go the rest of the mountain down to the bottom, and I'm like, "I can't I can't go. Like, I am too beat up. You're gonna have to pick me up."
Piggyback.
And then so I didn't even, like, run at all the next day. I was dead. Like, and usually, it takes a lot for me to not do that, but then the next year, which was this past, February, I first kinda struggled to learn, but then all of a sudden, we do a longer hill, and then I just, like, got more control of it, but then the thing is I'm not realizing I'm going too fast, and my brother
I know.
I was like it's like, I feel like I'm going too fast, but I'm actually in more control of my steering, but in the background, like, older brother's, like, yelling, "Hey, slow down," and he's
Oh
trying to
my
catch
god.
up with me. I'm not doing, like, swerving, like, how you learn just to control your speed.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. I'm going
he's
straight
going.
and he was, like, trying to catch up to me, I couldn't catch you, but luckily I got too close to one of the, like, beams that hold, like, the cart going up, and like, "Oh, I gotta slow down a little bit." So I stopped and brake, and then my brother just comes back, and he just goes on his knees, he's just laughing, like, "I'm trying to catch you,
Oh
but I
my god.
couldn't do it. You need to slow down." And his girlfriend skis down, and she's, like, laughing, like, "You just went like a bullet, dude. I tried my hardest to catch you," and dude, like, it's like
I feel like that
so,
would be me, and then I would hit a tree, you know? Like, I
uh
would just
So I got a lot I feel like I have more control of the footing, but I need to control my speed. Like, so I learned how to, like, kinda swerve and, like, you gradually just, like, go around and do that. So I need to learn to do that. 'Cause there was one example where this skier, she stopped right, like, kinda close in front of me, like, I was still far apart, but and she just turns around and just she's looking up in their direction, so she was kinda in the way, but still, I mean, I could learn how to, like, maneuver around her, but I just at that I still don't trust myself, so I have to, like, stop, and then I hit the back of my head, and I'm like, "Oh, I got loopy." Don't know if I can take another hit like that. I mean, it wasn't bad, but still, like, a little knock to the head will be like
You need to have a sign or, like, a jacket that says, you know, "I'm new, be patient."
it's like, "I'm
Out of
new.
the way.
Get out, I'm new.
I'm
Please get the
learning.
hell out of the way for your own safety."
Exactly. Just something that tells them that, "Hey, you still don't know what you're doing."
But the thing is, got better at it, so now I'm feel like, alright, maybe I wanna do this again and see if I can, like now the next step is control the speed, so, like I said, it's fun when you get good at something, right?
Yeah.
When you I guess, like, some people might be like, I'm bad at it, but I'll keep doing it," but, I mean, I think most people were like, "It's not fun when you're bad at something," usually the most case scenario.
Yeah, that I mean, that's something I'm learning too, because I don't like being bad at things, and I feel like if something doesn't come easy, I just like, "Alright, it's not worth it." So, that's definitely something it's like, "You know what? Okay, you're gonna be bad at it, it's fine. Everyone starts out bad at something." I feel like
Yeah.
that's just life. You know, it's okay.
I don't know, but, sometimes you just, like you might try something to know if you're good at it or not, and if, like and then, like, if you do it and you just don't enjoy it, then fine, you can stop doing it, but, I mean, I honestly just kinda went snowboarding because my brother was around, and so I was like, "Alright." Don't get to see him my older brother very often, so I was, "Alright, might as well just try to learn," and, like and there's a bar involved, so, like, you can stop, have drinks, why not? And then, see if you can get better and then just spend time and all that, and then create good memories, even if you're getting hurt and beaten up in the process.
Yeah, learning to laugh at yourself, that's something too,
No.
it's okay.
I mean, I guess I was laughing at myself a little bit, but yeah, I was getting frustrated a little, not gonna lie. Like, oh God, I can't get this down. Like, I just can't steer. Like I keep going right. And then even oh my God, it was like, I mean, not embarrassing, but it's like the one of the, emergency people, like, skiing down, they have the red jackets and, it's like, "We can have you holster you down if you want." Like, "No, no, I'll finish this out. I'm good." Like,
I'll
oh
figure it out.
god, even this person's, like, thinks that, like, I have to make it down the hill. Oh,
Oh,
but
man.
like I said, that's fun memories, you can look back at it and laugh. It might be
Yeah,
not in the moment per se as funny, but still, even if you, like as long as you don't get severely hurt or, like,
they
don't die, you can look back at it being funny, like, oh, going too fast down the hill and your brother's trying to chase you down, he can't catch you because you don't know how to slow down.
exactly, you get a story out of
Yeah,
it.
and then a
And
good
everyone's
laugh out
okay.
of it. A huge laugh out of it, and so it's just like I mean, he just broke down in laughter. It's like, "Oh, dude, I just couldn't catch you, dude."
I love it.
Uh, but that's the thing about trying new things, right? It's just trying to, like, get out of your comfort zone and then make funny memories out of it as long as
Yeah,
nothing goes south.
and if it's something that you like to do and something that makes you happy, continue it on. Even if you're bad at it, you'll get better.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get frustrated, like, like, example, going hunting, you can get frustrated, but I try to learn, "Alright, I'm getting outside, alright? It's a challenge, right?
Yeah,
Like, these animals are very smart. You gotta appreciate that, but The thing is though, like, you're not gonna get anything unless you don't get out. You miss the shots that you don't take. Or
Exactly.
yeah,
Except for the
but
only hunting I do is Red Dead Redemption, so
oh, I never played that, but
oh, it's so good.
my brother my both of my brothers have, and are they were addicted to it.
I love westerns, so having a game where it's like I feel like I'm playing a western movie, it's so much fun.
Like, is it just like, is it very, like, scripted video game or just anything can happen type?
Kind of both. So the second one is definitely amazing, and you do have like a story that you're following, but it is also open world, so you technically don't have to do it. So it's a good balance. I think the Rockstar did a good job with having that story element and also that open world element. Because RPGs, I have ADD. I can't. I don't think I've ever finished an RPG. There's just too much to do. But Red Dead Redemption, you have that story where it's like if you get tired of, grinding for stuff, it's like, "Oh, let's just go see what's going on at camp and, let's go talk to people and start the story again." So I think it's a good balance.
Alright. Well, I mean, I used to play video games quite a bit, but not, like, at that level. Like, I was never good at, like, Call of Duty. Every time my brother like, my younger brother and my older brother would like to play that, but I'm not very good with the coordination of, like, popping I always get shot, like, playing a campaign, like, I was, like, more into the sport video games per se,
Yeah.
Madden or 'cause I'm more of a sports guy anyway, but playing, like, these, like, action campaigns, I just don't have that kinda, like, quick reaction per
Oh,
se.
that's me. Action adventure games. It's for me, it's like it's a nice getaway. It's a fun story that like I get to be a part of. Like Uncharted's always been one of my favorites, and it's just I feel like Indiana Jones. Like I'm going on an adventure. So I love
Yeah.
those action games.
I remember though, like, sometimes I like watching people play games. I remember my younger brother and I were watching my older brother play Hitman, and
Oh
then we
yeah.
would discuss strategy, like, "Alright, how to kill this person?" Like, "How do you" It's like
Yep.
it was, like, kinda like an entertaining, like, movie just to watch or just watch someone, like, kick butt on Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right?
Yeah.
Like, "Come on, get these points, man, come on, do it."
Yeah, I constantly, me and my friends will stream with each other and we'll watch what we're playing. We'll each play totally separate games, but we'll see each other in the corner. So I'll watch her play while I'm playing something different. And I also do, I love watching YouTubers, especially I'll play a game like, man, this game was awesome. And then I go watch someone else play it to see their reactions for it. So it's like, how cool is that? It's fun. And yeah, as you said, it's like watching a movie.
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, sometimes, like, you get into those, like, when they like, you finish a level and then there's that story that comes on, like,
Yeah.
that side story, and then you're interested in what's next, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. And, for me, there's one game I love the God of War, like the newer ones that came out, and I actually haven't finished that second one because I don't want it to end. I just stopped playing it because 'cause I'm like, "I don't want this to end. I don't want the story to end yet. I'm not ready." So I still
Oh, so
haven't even
you
finished
have an
it.
unfinished game because
I have a lot of unfinished games.
you don't wanna see how it ends.
No, because it's like I'm having so much fun playing this game, like, I just don't want it to be over, so I just stopped playing.
Well, here's the
And I just
thing,
played something else.
movie, you can rewatch it and you can replay it.
Oh, I that's exactly what I did with the first one, like, I 100% of that game, like, I got all the trophies, there's nothing else I can do, and then I got the second one, I feel like I got pretty far, and I'm just like, "I'm not ready," and I just stopped, and then I haven't picked it up since, and it's been, like, 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
But I keep buying other games, so then it kinda just gets pushed.
I feel like I'd be too compulsive to, no, I gotta finish this, I gotta know how to
"Nope, I'm not ready."
you were I think you're the first I've ever heard to say, "I don't finish a video game because I don't want to
I
end."
don't want it to end, I'm not ready for it. I
Jeez.
know, it's so weird.
It's interesting, like, I mean, I
Yeah,
guess if you really don't want to, but
but I'll just play something else instead.
oh my
One of
god.
these days, I will go back and finish it. Probably sooner rather than later. It is a game that I absolutely love, and I do wanna see how it ends. I have avoided spoilers. Like I said, it's been 2 years, I have no idea what happens.
Oh, yeah, like, you because it's easy to, like, find it on YouTube and see the
Yeah.
play over, like, ugh, but
Yeah. I mean, it's like The Last of Us. So, me and my friends joke about this all the time. I played Last of Us 10 years after it came out, and I had no idea because I live under a rock. I don't really do social media. I had no idea what that game was about or what happens. And my friend's like, "How did you avoid all these spoilers?" I'm like, "Because I don't look for 'em." I'm
Yeah.
like, "It's not something I'm interested in." But then I get to experience it on my own, and I'm glad I did. It's a great game.
Well, that's the plus about not having social media is you avoid the
Mhm.
spoilers, and the
Exactly.
thing is, though, like, I have, for instance, when I'm watching a show, right? And then, unfortunately, I gotta kinda watch it right away or else I'm just gonna see, like, "Oh, this happened," and I'm just trying to scroll through, like, "Nope, nope, I don't wanna." But, like, unfortunately, I got caught on to, like, for instance, I was watching The Boys, and there was a spoiler where one of the characters died, and I found that out before the episode came out, and
Oh.
literally it was just, like, the same day it premiered, and then
Yeah, see, that's what, like, I avoid stuff like that, and especially when it comes to shows, and I actually haven't seen The Boys, and I think because of that, I watch similar stuff like Fallout, and it does come up in my suggestions, but then it's anytime there's an article or something, I don't know who these people are, so I'm like, "Okay," I just scroll and then I forget about it, so then when I do get to watch it, it's like, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Oh, see, that's a good move, that's a
Yeah?
good move. Or I just, like, try to, like, scroll through, like, I'm not gonna look at it this too long, can't, no.
Yeah, it's like, "Not reading this one, sorry."
I mean, I only have, like, Facebook, so I only scroll, like, once a day. So, it's like, I'm not commonly, like, on there seeing it, but then, obviously, like, once you watch it, then you don't care what the spoilers are. You're just like, "Ah." But you're kinda, like, in tune what people are talking about, like, "Oh, I hated this season," like, blah, 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 and just like, "Ah, I kinda get it, but, whatever."
Well, see, that's what I only have Instagram, and my art profile, I only follow artists. So all I see is art. I don't see spoilers, I don't see drama. I'm like, I just look at art all day, and it's very
Yeah,
pretty,
just make sure that algorithm sticks to that.
right? And I make sure it does. Anything that's not, I'm like, not interested, go away.
Yeah,
Like, I
and the
don't
thing
care
is
about that.
you don't have to click on it, you just have to, like, pause and look at it.
Exactly. It's like if you
Like,
have that subtle pause.
sometimes, like, if I see a post and I, like, look at it just for a second, it will
Mhm.
pop up. Like, if you see, like, a Queen post, it'll be nothing but Queen posts for a while until you, like, stop being interested, or,
Yep.
um, a Dragon Ball, like, theme thing was on, and, like, I mean, I watched Dragon Ball as a kid, but I hadn't watched in a while, even though sometimes I like to go rewatch some of those scenes, like Super Saiyan scenes, just for the hell of it, but you see one, and then all of a sudden you're getting Dragon Ball
Yep.
posts, but I will watch them sometimes, like, because I like fight scenes, I like to watch the fight scenes, but also you can kinda make fun of, like, the Super Saiyan scenes where it takes too long for them to power up.
And you get those funny memes out of it, yeah.
Yeah,
Those funny reels.
or like, have you watched Dragon Ball or
I actually that's one of the few animes I haven't seen.
yeah, well,
I
there was, like, one scene where, like, there's a character named Goku, and there's, like, things called the Saiyans, which are powerful, like, living beings, and, like, Super Saiyan is, like was like, the legend power up, and then, like,
Mhm.
obviously, when he powered up to Super Saiyan because his friend just got murdered by, like, the main villain, and his hair turns blonde and
Yeah,
becomes
okay.
yeah. But then there was, like, Super Saiyan 2, and then there was a one where he turned Super Saiyan 3. It literally took him 3 minutes, like, this whole scene of him just yelling, going, "Ah!" And literally, it's long blonde hair,
That's so
Super
funny.
Saiyan 3, but they made a meme out of it where, like, like in SpongeBob, they do like 3 hours later, or
Yes.
like, it's like it's the scene's playing, he's like yelling all that, it's like 1 hour later, and then just keeps rolling with the
So
screening and all
yelling.
that. 2 hours later, and then 3 hours later, and Patrick's like, "Can you hurry it up? I'm all out of time cards."
That's awesome.
And then finally turns into Super Saiyan 3, but just funny stuff like that. Or my brother describes it as like, it just looks like someone's really trying to take a deep shit. It's just like, jeez. But yeah, but sometimes you just like see those scenes, like you want to see like that, like, usually my go-to is like the anger, vengeance, like get pumped
Mhm.
up or kind of like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's like, yeah, obviously, like, when you watch something like that, then it just pops up in your feed all the time, and then
Yep.
you're seeing nothing but, like, those fight scenes.
Yeah, or you like something once, then it's like, "Oh, you like that? Here, have, like, 5,000 more." It's like, "Okay." I
Yeah.
just the one video was good, I don't need to see it over and over again.
But it doesn't have to be on social media, you can just browse something on the internet, like, that's how I discovered the VAC classes, is, like, I was just
Yeah.
curious what the voiceover world was, or, like, "Oh, can you just do this on the hand, or you have to have experience?" But once I just dabbled in it, it wasn't like I was looking forever, I was, like, probably not even 10 minutes, and the next you know, I'm getting flooded with like, Liz and Brady Hales'
Mm,
voice course, and for months, it just would not stop, and so I and then even, like, Steve Bloomhouse, like,
yep.
that was popping up my feed, and then finally, I just like, "Alright, why not? Let's do it." But, again, just outside, it's just, like, it's kinda scary just, like, when you look at something on one internet
Yeah.
and then it just, like, pops up, even though, like, something like that can be positive, but
But
still, it's just
honestly, I'm like, "Is this a scam?" You know, like, I'm always like that too. I'm like, "What is this?" And so, because I've actually been doing Steve Bloom's courses, and I love them, they're great. And so when that popped up, I was like, "This seems a little bit too good to be true," kinda thing. So I'm like, "Is this legit?" And I was reading, like, from Reddit and had such positive reviews. I'm like, "Alright." So I did their, kinda like a town hall where they explain the course, and I'm like, "Okay, like, they're actually here with me." It's not like, it's a pre-recorded, like, they're actually here at the Zoom call, and I think that's kinda what did it, like, they were present, and honestly, it's one of the best decisions. I love the community, and I think that's what I was missing. I don't have a Facebook, I don't have that social media, so having that with their own community, I love it. It's been so great to actually work with people and talk to people and, "Hey, I need help with this," and try to help others as well. It's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, for those reasons, like, it's good, and then you get involved, and like I said, eventually, like, as you get out of your comfort zone and just, like, 'cause, like, I don't post that much on social media except for now, like, actually posting, "Hey, here's a new episode of my podcast," or
Yeah,
and then on back, I like, "Oh, hey, I just made, like, this voice recording, you guys wanna give me feedback?" I never did any of that stuff beforehand,
yeah,
hardly.
same
Unless I
here.
feel like I really had to post for a fundraiser or, like, advertise for something. Other than that, like, I was a ghost. Hardly.
Yeah.
Except for maybe thanking everybody for the birthday wishes. That's it. That's all I would post.
Yeah, I always, joke that I live under a rock. I don't follow news stuff, I look at art all day and I post when I feel like it. Like there's no pressure over here. I've got my own stuff I'm worried about.
Yeah. That's good you're probably not following the news. It's all BS
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm just
Like,
like, I like my bubble. I'm gonna stay in it and just focus on me. Thank you.
I mean, you wanna venture out and do stuff, but as long as it's a good bubble that keeps, like, the
Exactly.
bad crap out, then
Whatever
that's fine.
happens, happens. I'll deal with it when it comes.
No, that's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Just take out all those distractions and not, like, let it affect you, because a lot of people let those kind of bad things affect their mind and, um, shape opinions and all that, so it's good when, like, you know, just don't listen to all the BS and just keep to
Yeah.
yourself and just do what's good for you and
Exactly. I
all
do
these
things that
things that
make
make
me
you
happy.
happy. Yeah. And I think that's everyone should aspire to. I mean, obviously, you gotta, like, know some stuff that's going on, but I think
Yeah.
in general, if, like, a lot of the news is BS, like, what's the point of listening to it if you're just not gonna get informed well? So, just stick
Exactly.
to yourself. Why not?
Yeah, I do my own research. I mean, I work for the government, so it's like I check my email. Those are the memos that I'm like, okay, now I know this is legit. I actually got an email from the government. But I mean, if it's like I hear on the news, oh, this is happening, I'm like, yeah, well, once I get a memo, then I'll believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, that but no, that's, the way to be. Just stick to yourself and
Yeah.
don't worry about stuff, and we were talking like I said, we were talking about, like, why Amish people seem to be more carefree because they don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not healthy to get caught up in all that. It's like don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on you. Do stuff
Yeah.
that make you happy and it's really it. Live your own life.
Yeah, and, unfortunately, people get caught up to that, and I can be a little bit guilty when you hear like, if I hear some like back then when you hear some others' opinions and you don't like it, it might deteriorate you, but I've been better about I mean, I was not horrible with it, but sometimes, like, every now and then, maybe, like, if you're having, like, a down week, you might, like,
Yeah.
take think what people say more than you really need to, so it's important just, like, not let that happen and just, like, everyone has different opinions. You don't need to lose your stuff, and it just feels more freeing when you're not, like, getting so angry or frustrated because like, you're not accepting that everyone's different in a way.
Exactly. Everyone is their own person. It's to each your own as long as you're not hurting anybody. That's always
Yeah.
what I've said.
Like, and sometimes it's just good just to, like, communicate and talk with people that are different than you.
Yeah.
Um,
Get different outlooks, different,
yeah, different
views and
outlooks.
opinions.
And I get pissed off about, like, certain disagreements. Like, I might not agree with, like, certain things, but again, like, you don't need to get angry about it. This person thinks that way, and you think this way, you don't need to argue about it, you
Yeah,
know?
just say, "Okay, cool," and then move on.
Mhm. And like I said, like, and we could be both wrong. Who knows?
Exactly. You never
Yeah.
know.
Like, for example, like, yesterday we were talking about, like, food in America, even though we could be both right, but I say, like, I think most countries that, like, you don't find stuff in their food like you find in America, right?
Mhm.
But this person who I had last night commented, "Well, that yes and no, but that could also depend that we label more on what's in our food than compared to other countries," which is like, "Yeah, okay, I didn't think of that." But
I think the processing's different too.
yeah.
It's not necessarily like the food itself is different, but how it's processed or how it, gets to you might be a different process.
Yeah, that's what she also mentions, like, we, like, put our f like, we put stuff in food so it lasts longer,
Mhm.
and, there's more transportation that goes along with it.
We have a
Um,
big country that has to, ship from California to Boston for something. It's
yeah.
gotta last. So
But I just, like, talk about, like, how, like, sometimes you go and eat European food, and then you actually feel better,
yeah,
eating
and
it.
that's someone, I have to eat gluten free, and I was always told that if I go to Europe, I will not have any problem with wheat. It's just how it's processed here. I can't handle it. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of sucks. I miss pasta, but
Oh, that's, I
yeah,
mean, but I mean, gluten-free, like, I mean, there's gluten-free pasta.
it's starting to get a whole lot better, and I've definitely noticed. There's more gluten free bakeries because I love my pastries,
Oh,
and like there's one down the street from me that makes the best cinnamon rolls, and it's like so I feel like I'm not missing out as much as I did before. So then that's what's exciting. It's still just more expensive, but
yeah, and then there's the gluten-free pizza that
yes,
I
and
love.
that has actually gotten pretty good too.
Yeah, I think that's, like, been one of the trends, like, I think they took care of, like, gluten-free pizza, but I like the, like, gluten stuff. I like
I know.
the
I
hummus.
I miss Pizza Hut. Just going to Pizza Hut and getting a pizza.
Oh, you love pizza? I love Pizza Hut, and I actually am not very picky with pizza. I rarely hated a pizza, rarely. I
The
think it was
best
one.
pizza was down south. It's called Vinnie Van Gogo's. I loved it. It was in downtown Savannah. That
Ooh,
was the best pizza we've ever had.
god. It's hard to explain, but, oh my god, you should, like there's a lot of places up in Vermont, like, a few or not a lot, but a few places where this is a nice specialty pizza, it's called the Vermonter. It's got I think sometimes it comes with, like, chicken with Vermont cheddar cheese all over it or mozzarella cheese with spinach, maple drizzle, just a drizzle
Oh,
with spinach and apple slices.
that sounds really good, actually.
That is it's actually kind of one of my favorite, like, specialty pizzas. Every time I go to, place that offers that, I get that.
That sounds good.
There's a place called, Colatina Exit in Bradford, Vermont that does that. That's how I first, like, discovered it, and then there was a few other places, like, there's a place, very low key like, not low key place, but out in, like, the back country of Vermont, northern part, north of me, is called, Parker Pie, and they have a pizza like that too as well. Oh, so good.
I do miss Chicago pizza. Giordano's in Chicago is amazing pizza, and it's like this thick. It's like
Oh, like the deep dish?
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
god.
see, I'm missing able to eat stuff like that.
Like,
Eat
oh,
good stuff.
pizza is one of my favorite foods. I would eat pizza every day. One time, though, funny story, over a year ago, I always joked about, if there was a pizza and Domino's and Papa John's all in one area, but we have a Pizza Hut and Domino's here, I would order one from each place for the night just to say I did it. But
I mean, yeah.
I but I actually well, there is no Papa John's in our area in this
Aw.
where I live in Vermont, but I was talking with my younger brother, he was living in Sanibel Island at the time, and we were just talking because we were bored, and I was home by myself, and we're talking on the phone, it's like, I kinda felt like getting dinner, I kinda feel like I wanna order Domino's and Pizza Hut." Like, "What? Oh,
Go
why
on.
don't you just do it?" "I bet you won't." "Oh, I will. I'll order stuffed crust both places, and those cheese sticks from Pizza Hut as well."
No, I
Yeah.
love the cinnamon sticks,
Oh, yeah,
the
those good, but
frosting.
the cheese sticks are I feel like, ooh, I think Pizza Hut, I think, does that well, is the cheese stick, even though it's greasy,
Mhm.
but I did it.
Fish sticks is good.
I I did order both from the same
That's
same
so
night,
funny.
and I drove to Domino's, picked that up, went to Pizza Hut down,
You're
picked that up.
supporting your local businesses.
Yeah. But, like, I just like, why not? Like, you get to say I did it, but now you just gotta get, like, a Papa John's there and then complete the trio. Because I mean, honestly, like, those are, like, the top 3 well-known pizza branches.
Yeah,
Well, you might as but, I mean, there's also Caesar's, and I finally had a Little Caesar's pizza,
it's okay.
and it's not they have it, like, pre-made, they has it ready to go. Like, sometimes when
Yeah,
you
you
go
just
in
go in
there
and get it.
and, like, I mean, don't it's convenient, but it's, like, not fresh, it's just, like, it's in this, like, warm, like, oven just to keep it, like, not keep it from getting cold, and, someone said they were obsessed with the breadsticks, which they were okay. I mean, I'm not really, like, was too
Yeah,
hyped
it's
up.
not
I
different.
mean, they were good, but it wasn't, like, as exciting as I thought it would be. The the best breadsticks is Olive Garden's.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
miss Olive Garden breadsticks.
Oh. Like, I remember, like and I had to learn to control myself because, like, we ate at Olive Gardens the night before a cross country race, and I ate 10 of those, and I'm not saying filling up on bread is not the best idea because I think you're gonna feel lethargic the next day. Do it after the race. Do it
There you go, you gotta carb after.
yeah, like, just treat yourself with a huge meal afterwards and just down those breadsticks, but sometimes, like, if, like, I was, like, an assistant coach, and then my friend was an assistant coach on another team, and they stopped at Olive Garden the night before, but we didn't. But he would, like, give me a bag of Olive Garden breadsticks and give it to me the next day because he knew I was obsessed with them.
So good, especially when they're nice and warm and buttery. Ugh, yeah.
Mm. I think I ate them kinda, like, cold and, like but whatever, I still did it.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
still
the
good.
garlic stuff, but even though it's like but I enjoy the food there, but it's not real Italian food per se, but I still kinda like the
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like the American Italian food.
Yeah, American it's like Chinese food here, but
Exactly,
not
that's what it is.
Chinese, but I do like the General Chow chicken,
Yes.
pork fried rice
Always.
with
Always.
pork, cheese, and then oh, crab rangoons. See, I used to not be able to eat that back then as a kid, like, I was very picky with that, but
I
now
don't like seafood. I know, I live in Massachusetts, I don't like seafood.
oh, I love it. Well, certain types. I never had a lobster.
It's not good, you're not missing much.
Some people say, you're the first one that says you're not missing it, but some people, "Oh, it's so good," but I never tried it.
Eh,
I think I maybe was, like, petrified because as a kid, my parents ordered some lobster, and I didn't understand what it was, and I was like, "Mom, Dad, there's a big bug on your plate."
I mean, it is like a water bug, that's definitely what it seems like, and I feel like that's what it tastes like to me, it's not great.
I mean, I'd probably try it. I don't know, it just doesn't seem appealing, I guess?
Yeah,
Like
I will
yeah,
always try something once, if I can,
yeah,
but
I liked, scallops, like fried scallops. I do like those. Fried shrimp, I don't
I
mind.
would do fried clams. I love
No,
fried
I've done
clams.
clams, I've
Oh,
done, yeah, those are Oh, yeah, fried clams. Ooh, yeah, that's
That's, like, the
what
only seafood I liked was fried clams.
I think anything fried usually is pretty good,
There you go, it's fried.
except for fried pickles, only because I don't like pickles.
I'm not a pickle person either, but I like the juice.
Yeah. You like the juice? Oh, I don't
Well,
know, the
like, on a
juice
sandwich, like, a good Chick-fil-A sandwich, you gotta have the pickles on it, but I just take the pickles off, but you gotta have that flavor of, like, the pickle juice.
I don't know. I feel like I gag every time I try to, like, pickle as a kid. I just didn't like the look, the texture, the
Yes,
taste,
weird.
the
Yeah.
combination of the vinegar and the dill, it's like
I just give me
but,
a cucumber.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But I don't really eat cucumbers either because I think they're just too bland for me, but I remember, like, I always will give my pickles away, like, even if it's accidentally in my burger, I wouldn't even want the pickle touching. I don't even really like looking
Oh,
at pickles, to be honest with you. But I had a little venture with a pickle, like, a couple months ago. I was in Sanibel Island visiting my brother and his, fiancée, and there was this place called Cheeseburger, and they had an eating challenge where there's, like, this big of a like, not that this big of a
nice.
burger, milkshake, any choice you want, and then some fries. And I asked him though, "You should do this challenge." I asked him though, like, "What's in this burger? Like, does it have pickles in it?" It just has, cheese, 3, like, big patties in the middle,
Mm.
onion and tomatoes, which is like, I don't prefer that, and lettuce, which I don't prefer onion and tomatoes, but I'll tolerate them. So it's like, "Alright, I can tolerate eating those." But what about pickles? Like, it doesn't say here, "Well, they say they don't have it, but there is always some that sneak in there or one on the side." I ordered the challenge. Sure enough, there's a side pickle in there, and I had to ask, like, "Do I have to eat the pickle?" "Yes, you do." I'm like, "God damn."
Ah, no.
My brother was like, "Mix it in." "Alright, fine." I was in my head, and then I ate the olive that was on top of the stick that went through the burger. And I'm not a big olive guy, but, I just like it's small, so I just, like, ate
Sorry
it
about that,
quickly.
yep.
Then all of a sudden, I just started eating the burger, and I just got in the zone where I didn't even think about the pickle. I just, like, ate it, and then I ate the fries, and next thing you know, all I had was the pickle and the milkshake left, and I was like, "Oh god, the pickle. I can't do it." Like, "Well, just, take a bite and then drink the milkshake." But it's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's
does
a
not
good combination. Ugh.
like, that does not seem like." Yeah, that's was my thought, but yeah, but then I took 1 bite, and I literally, like, tried to swallow, and it was
Oh.
almost like and my brother saw me, like there's a picture of me, like, literally biting the pickle, my face is red,
Oh.
and my brother was like and I had an Oreo milkshake as my choice, and my brother was like, he sees me reacting like I'm, like, having trouble keeping it down. He's like, "Hey, an Oreo, Oreo, Oreo. Think of something good."
Think of something not a pickle.
And I was like I kept it down. I was like, "I gotta get through this," and I ate the whole pickle, and I grabbed that milkshake, and I chugged half of it, like, went down it quickly, and I completed the challenge, thankfully, and I ended up
Nice.
being the 2nd fastest person to do it.
Nice.
But I was like it's like, "Geez, if you didn't have to eat that if you liked pickles, you probably would've won that challenge."
I mean, what if you're allergic? I mean, we said, "Sorry, I'm allergic to pickles." Can we just not do the pickle?
Yeah, well, I mean no, I mean, obviously, like, you would probably say something and maybe replace it. I honestly would just replace it with, like, a huge
Something else.
packet of bacon, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, bacon,
Bacon. Yeah,
Okay,
everyone loves bacon.
that's more filling than a pickle, right? But I ate a pickle, and I, like, literally just like and it's not a psychology thing, like, it's not anything no, I just legit hate pickles. Literally just don't like the taste, and that was just proof where and yes, I had, like, a whole burger and fries in my stomach at that point, but
Yeah.
I was feeling good, I was getting full, but I was still like, "I can do this, but this pickle's gonna probably be the death of me." But it's so weird because like, I hate pickles, but I have a Pickle Rick shirt. And that's
Well,
what
that's a
the
good
episode
show.
that got me into that show.
I've actually, I hate to say I'm not a fan of Rick and Morty. I know my sister and my brother-in-law, they love it, but almost I just couldn't get into it.
Do you use, like, the humor or just, like,
I
the
I think
theme?
so. I've never really been one for, like, kinda crude humor stuff, but it's just and I think for me, like, it's not pretty to look at. Like, if I'm watching, like, something animated, I have to like the art style as well, and for me, like, it just didn't do it for me.
Oh,
That's
the art side.
yeah,
Oh, I can understand that.
wasn't for
Yeah.
me.
Like, I mean, I'm into that kinda humor. It's not for everybody,
Yeah,
you know?
and that's
But
exactly it.
I just get it in the I like the cleverness of it sometimes, like the or sometimes the outrageous, like, thing when they try to explain this, but they know it's gonna be hard to, like, explain, but they just do it anyway, and you're just confused, but you they do that on purpose sometimes.
And I mean, there are funny moments because my friends do send me funny clips, and yeah, there are some parts that make me laugh, but it's just like sit and watching the whole show is not.
But I liked, like, watching, like, these clever moments, like, when he's a pickle and he's fighting these rats, and and then there's this one part where he's fighting a big one, and, like, "In spite of your enormous strategic features, I never gave you a name such as Scar, Stripe, or Goliath. That's 'cause me, you're nothing special. You're only special to these rats, and they're dead. Perhaps it's me you should have impressed." And he just ends like, "God damn it, I love myself." It's like one of those baller moments, oh my god. Oh. Or then when he turns himself into pickle, he's like, "I'm a pickle! Pickle ring!"
Yeah, that's one of the few things I know about that show.
It's like it's just so random. I just turned myself a pickle more because I can and no one else can. But he's just trying to get out of family therapy.
Mm. Oh, so that's why.
And then it's like, "Oh, why is this, okay, if it's not but why is it, like, this timer set, like, to go off, and it looks like Scissor's about to cough with this serum that seems like it's turning you back human as we're about to leave for family therapy? Good question. Well, if you don't need this, we'll just take this down, but we'll go, and we'll see you later. Okay." And he's just sitting there by himself as a pickle. Oh, it's like
Oh.
but, I mean but that's what I like about that show, just that cleverness, but I would like to go back and like I said, I like the vulgar humor type stuff, like, "Oh, this is gross," but it's, like, kinda funny in a way, like Big Mouth, I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, that no interest in that show.
Yeah, but it's literally like, oh, like, people say, it's actually kinda true, but in a very exaggerated way, like what kids go through in
Yeah.
puberty, but it's just got a funny take on it. Like, why do kids do certain things or think certain things? Like, oh, metaphorically, there's a hormone monster right behind you, like trying to influence you or something like that. Or all these like creatures like Depression Kitty or um anxiety mosquito.
Oh,
Stuff like that. It's like everything that's representation of all the emotions a teenager goes through. It's like represented by this charismatic, like outlaw character that's in the back of their head, like walking side by side with them while they're just like trying to navigate through middle into high school.
yeah, no, I've always been more into like the artistic styles, like, Arcane and I know the Devil May Cry show, like that was fantastically done. Like,
Oh,
things
what
like that.
show?
Devil
The
May Cry?
Devil May Cry?
Yeah. Netflix did I believe it was Netflix that did a show. I might have to double check that. And they also did a cyberpunk show, and it's like they're beautiful to watch. And so for me, it's like definitely the art style, and I have to have a good story with it too.
Yeah. I think I mean you might like Blue Eye Samurai because I think it's pretty well illustrated too.
Someone did recommend that to me, so it is on my
Yeah,
list. Next time I get
yeah.
Netflix, I'm gonna have to look
No, I
into it.
mean, I didn't think I was gonna be into that show. It was be one of those things I would scroll through and just not even care for it, but my brother showed me it, and I was like, "Oh, actually, this is a pretty good show." So you never know how
Yeah.
many, like but there are a lot of, like, animated shows out there that don't, like, maybe get like, I watched, like, Twilight of the Gods,
I've
which
never
was
heard that
like
one.
it was, like, created by Zack Snyder, who was doing the DC movies.
Yeah, really?
But it was like a Viking it was okay. I mean, I don't think I really and it only lasted 1 season, but it was kind of like a very, like, there was, like, sexual stuff in there too, too, like, cartoon, like, which is kinda, like, weird and funny in the same way, like, "Oh god." But it was, like, Viking lore type, like, Thor was in
Yeah.
there, but Thor was evil, not like the Marvel.
Yeah, like the actual Thor, like the
Yeah, the
actual
Apple Thor
mythology.
is, like, very like, an evil, like, revengeful god, and there was Loki, and Loki was the mischievous ones though, but he like I said, is a different take on those characters.
And that's one of the things, growing up in Iceland, I love Nordic stuff. Norse mythology was always great. Anything Vikings and like, I don't know. I
I
kind of grew
Yeah,
up
and
with
that's the
that.
thing.
Yuletide.
I feel like if I want to voice a character, it would be fun to voice a Viking.
It would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll do
like
it.
it's like they'll take vengeance on you. I
There
know
you
it's
go. They kind of
yeah.
Scottish in there.
Like, it's like a rough Irish, Scottish accent,
Yeah.
it's, like, in between. It's like I describe it as, like, a accent that's trying to either decide to be deep in Scottish or try to be light in Irish. I don't know.
There you go. It's kind of a
I
mix.
don't know. But, yeah, I do like the Viking lore, and, like, there's a lot of misconceptions about Vikings, like, they wore the helmets with the spike horns. They didn't. I don't know
Yeah.
where that misconception came from, but that's what the usually the sign of a Viking is, but that's not how they um, dress
Embellishment, you know?
it. But I never seen the show Vikings, though.
Oh, I haven't either.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, I feel like I would get into that show, but
I don't have time for TV.
no. I mean, I'm into a lot of TV and shows, but there's just so much to watch.
It That's
It's hard to
exactly
get
it. There's so much to watch.
I know. Like, and then and then spinoffs have been more and more a thing, and now you feel compulsive to watch them,
Yeah.
right? Like, for example, Yellowstone, even though I actually didn't watch Yellowstone first, I watched the prequel shows, like 1823 or 1883 and 1923 before we got into Yellowstone, which it's a great show. But then now there's all these spin-offs that are like, oh god, most of them are hits, but like sometimes like there's a spin-off and it's not quite as good, and you watch it just because you're compulsive and you need
Yep.
to keep up with the storyline.
I feel like Star Wars is like that now. Like, I love the movies, but now all of a sudden there's, like, so many movies and different shows, and I'm like, "I
Yeah.
can't keep up with this anymore." I'm like, "I know I love the
No,
franchise."
I actually was like and I didn't purposely do this, but, like, I realized, like, "Oh, wow, I actually almost watch every single Marvel Universe movie," and so I started, like,
I
catching
have.
up, and then I kept up with it until, like, the end of the, Infinity Saga, and now I just can't keep up with it
I
because I
I
think a
understand.
lot of them are just not as good as those other first
Yes.
23. Some are good, like, WandaVision was good.
Oh, I love that one.
Winter Soldier was good. The Falcon Winter Soldier was okay. Loki was good. I liked Hawkeye, but then it just kept coming up with, like,
Their
all these
movies haven't been on par. I
yeah,
let The shows have been good, but the movies I used to go see every Marvel movie in theaters, but
yeah,
you're right, after Endgame, I feel like they really haven't
yes.
been that good. Spider-Man's been
Spider-Man
good.
Spider-Man: No Way Home was
I
probably the
did
best
like that.
one that came out
Yes.
since that. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was pretty good, very depressing.
I
I was
haven't
like
seen the 3rd one. It freaked me
oh,
out.
you go
It's
from,
so
like
sad.
there's a meme. If you've seen the meme, like, you pick on Rocket Raccoon because, they pick on Big Trash Panda, but after watching the 3rd one, you're gonna be like, "Holy crap. I feel bad for Rocket
That's
Raccoon."
why I haven't seen it. It just seems
Yeah.
so
Oh,
sad.
it was very, like, depressing and sad. I was like, "Oh, what the" it's just like, oh my god, it just breaks your heart
I know
what that
Age of
character
Ultron
went
is
through.
always my favorite.
What's that?
Age of Ultron was always my favorite. I actually just watched it
Oh,
last night. I'm like, "Oh, this is my favorite
I
movie."
do like, Infinity War and Endgame just because the ending of
It
Endgame, it's like that
Yeah.
they all could reunite and you just feel
Yeah.
uplifted, but Age of Ultron, but if you think about it, that would been the superior villain
Yeah, I
because
absolutely loved
the
it. It was so
dude was on
fascinating.
the internet for not even 5 minutes and wanted to
It
destroy
was
the
like,
world.
"Alright, we're done
I'm
here.
done.
Cut it, guys. Go
But
destroy the world."
have you watched the What If
I have
series?
not.
But
I did
there
want
is
to.
a, like, episode, like, what if Ultron won? Ultron won.
Oh, I look into that one.
Yeah, and he completely destroys everything.
Oh, I
Or
have to
he
watch
got a
that.
hold of Vision. He got a hold of Vision and used him as his, like, body. But there's, like,
That would
one
be fascinating.
yeah, but, like, there's, like it's, like, only 3 seasons, but there's, like, different scenarios, like, what if? Like, what if, Tony Stark got rescued by oh, what was the name of that character in, Black Panther, played by Michael B. Jordan? He was the villain.
T'Challa?
T'Challa.
Villain.
The villain, the the half brother.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what we can't
But
remember
he
his name.
rescued Tony Stark from the bombing in the Iron Man.
Oh,
Or
interesting.
what if T'Challa got it accidentally abducted by the, oh, what was that blue guy's name in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yondu?
Yondu, yeah. T'Challa got abducted by Yondu and became Star Lord instead of Peter Quill.
Ah, that would be a fun one. Oh
But
man, I haven't watched these now.
yeah.
I think the only one that I've seen is the zombie one. I'm like, that's a
Oh,
fascinating thing.
yes.
I want
Actually,
to.
no. That's how it all started with the zombie one is there
Yeah.
was a zombie episode in What If, and then they
Yeah.
build off of that. I did watch
Ah,
that
okay.
one.
That
That
looks
ended
fascinating.
that ended, like, in a bad ending. Like, I don't know if there's gonna be a second season, but that, like, ended depressing because she's still in the zombie world, but WandaVision manipulated thinking everything got healed.
Hang on, I just heard a huge crash. I think my cat's trying to come in.
Oh.
I'm sure what that was. We'll investigate that later.
It's like, "Let me in."
Yeah, he gets mad when I'm in the sound booth for too long because I have to shut the door because he'll come in and scratch like the foam tiles and he'll start making that like yelling. So I keep the door shut to the room so he can't come in. And then he starts screaming and banging on the door. Yeah,
Yeah.
separation.
I probably have to go anyways, so if you wanna tend to your cat, because I gotta get to, track practice.
Oh,
But
have fun.
yeah, I'll try. Alright, but, thank
Fun.
you for having me, thank you for being on here, and, definitely would like to do this again if you like, and
Yeah,
yeah, and, like, good luck on your, like, voiceover journey, and,
you as well.
talk to you soon.
Hopefully. Thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem. See you later.
Yeah.